Up as far as the overall market is concerned, we're dealing with positivity coming from the tech group specifically, but yeah, that's about it. 0.36 from the NASDAQ right now in positive territory, 0.84 for the Dow downside. Meanwhile, the S&P kind of chopping around, 0.19 downside. Everything else here also under pressure, including 2% for crude oil getting hit a little bit as well. Bitcoin and Ethereum chopping around. I'll show you the chart here in a second because we had that nice wipeout of that low on Bitcoin, but it retook it almost immediately. Yeah, it's all about Google. It's all about some updates still coming through from I/O 2023, including Pixel Fold is now a thing. Bard AI, a ton of new info coming through for Bard, including, as the guys were telling you about, lifting the wait list. I tried. I still can't get on right now from Canada here, obviously, so we'll see if we can't maybe resolve that later this afternoon. But I'm super excited to get on and try that out maybe today. Android 14 coming through and a ton more. Still some updates coming through as far as this live blog is concerned anyways. But pretty exciting afternoon. That, meanwhile, is Bitcoin, as I was mentioning. We got that wipeout bottom through to below 27,000 down at the low. It pops right back up to basically the support, 27,500. Ethereum as well, same kind of move, but again, retakes 1,800, gets right back up to 1,825. So we'll have a look at some crypto movement throughout the afternoon. But a ton of updates, as we were mentioning, guys, for not only Google in general, but Bard specifically going to be the biggest headline coming out of this I/O event. Everything else had been seen before. The tablet was leaked. The Pixel 7a was leaked going back a couple of weeks ago. We got this Fold now is a thing. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But still some things coming through here. The CEO announcing A3 virtual machines with NVIDIA. So maybe NVIDIA worth a look here as well. So more headlines, guys, from the Google event this afternoon. As we were discussing early on this morning, Google was top of the list, Alphabet anyways, on the watch list because of this I/O event. All that it's, did it live up to your expectations, I guess is the question.
Well, the market was doing basically nothing until 1 o'clock hit. The second that event started, everything hit the fan. Well, I mean, probably Bitcoin maybe also made a move. So those two things in concert caused the market to go. You just mentioned NVIDIA getting a mention. Well, NVIDIA just popped $1. So you see Google back through the high, Alphabet back through the highs. NVIDIA just popped $1. AMD, which was the darling most of the day, has sat out this entire bounce. This entire bounce off the lows. AMD is sitting it out right now. So yeah, you're getting some winners and losers being picked out for this afternoon. At least it seems so. And right now you got AMD on the losing side of it. Just mentioned NVIDIA there. But look at, I mean, Google just took out the high of the day. I'm frustrated with this one. I had the early long. You can tell when the event started because I was like, okay, well, we're out of the 15-minute show. Yeah, okay. So everything was looking pretty good off of yesterday's levels. Like, it showed you the bottom, didn't take it. It showed you the top, shorted it. It showed you the double bottom, took it long. And then you can see right in here, like, this is my favorite look. You can really tell when it was an event coming out there because I tried multiple times shorting the top, did not have it when it came down, then I lost on the long on the way back in. But it is on a tear and leading the market to the upside now. So now all of a sudden you've got a leadership position for Google and the aforementioned NVIDIA trying to take back a 287 level. So quick zoom out for NVIDIA. It's got this double top thing at 291. So if it gets up there, I could see some potential trouble for it slowing down. But look at the bounce right off yesterday's lows. Also the 830 number, CPI number, multiple names went right back to that retracement. And that's where the bid picked up. So sometimes those numbers matter, like where the liquidity comes in, the breakouts. NVIDIA was certainly one of those, and NASDAQ pretty much got to that level. I'm looking 290. I think it's a bit of a fade, but I'm short Intel, and I feel like AMD is just as bad because it's like this does not want to go. If the market turns at some point, AMD feels like a little bit of a sell. Google, it's about where to get back into the long, and NVIDIA, where to join given what just happened. Brendan sort of giving that mention that they were able to get during the Google call.
Guys, we're $2 right now in the, with this Google trade. I mean, it is, we're long at 108.58. I didn't even realize what just happened there. It just broke 110 there, and it's launching itself to that upside. So again, man, congratulations if you're on this Google trade. Holy shit, just a straight huge move to the upside. I'm just impressed with everything that they're doing here. It sounds like they nailed this one. They got a lot of slack for when they first brought out Bard because they didn't show enough examples of how it could be used, and everyone was like, this is Microsoft's world now. Yeah, get stuffed. Google's ready to go. I own both the names, but I'm just like so happy that, you know, Google at least today, and we'll see what's going on. I've been live on the show literally since 1 o'clock, so I've missed all of the news other than what we've been able to get you here on the show. So I think it's really exciting, man. That's true about the NVIDIA. That just came out as well right there. But yeah, it's going to be a big day here for Google. We are now, like I said, look where we're rocking with. You could see, I mean, you can see quite clearly where we're long right now. We're long right down here. Unfortunately, we did get stopped out, but there's a nice move back up. So when you take in that trade, you're now $2.50 in the money. And if you haven't subscribed yet, well then.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
Make sure you do that ASAP and get some Olas in your life. So nice little move to the upside here for Google. Pretty happy with it. Let's just hold and see how far we go.
Just reading more of these headlines coming through as far as this event that continues. They're talking a little bit about the ability now to use some of these AI tools to do things like, order Wendy's if you would like to, as you see on the board there. But yeah, pretty impressive right across the board as far as what it sounds like anyways this is going to be able to do. As I mentioned, I can't wait to get my hands on it. We haven't had the ability to try Bard in Canada. It's only been available in the US. So I'm super excited if they do, in fact, as they said, lift the wait list and open it up to new countries. What do you think? Thoughts here for this?
For Bard, yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on it. We were reading play-by-play as things were announced during the I/O event, and they're from how they're going to incorporate digital ads to how I can use this in my everyday life. I'm all ears. I want to see what more technology is coming.
I mean, we knew this was coming. Obviously, Google was not going to just kind of take a back seat and play, second fiddle as far as AI in general is concerned. It seems like they've, Sean was saying, anyways, blown it out of the water. But let's see. Going forward, let's talk about Airbnb here. Obviously, another earnings name that was on the watch list this morning that we were discussing. Bear with me. I've lost my news story, but that's okay. Airbnb was the forecast. Yeah. The bookings forecast was a bit of a problem as far as going into not only Q2 of this year, but the remainder of this year comes up a little bit light. The average daily rate, which is a metric they use to average out everything as far as rentals are concerned into one number, was in line.
Yeah, and my take from the guidance was that they had ample demand, they just didn't have supply. They're saying people are not going overseas anymore. They're looking to go more city destinations like New York or Chicago, and their supply in those cities is limited, and they're looking for more. Otherwise, they can't fulfill demand.
I mean, it's been all about Google anyways today, guys. But Airbnb did give you a nice opportunity this morning if anyone caught it.
There was a second opportunity. Obviously, look, off the morning, it bounced off 107.50, which is a huge level on the daily. If you're bright and early, you got that one at 8 a.m. Congratulations if you did. I don't think most people were looking to catch falling knives at 8 a.m. in the morning, but if you did, congratulations. Then there was 115. We kind of left the show, or at least left the morning show, looking at that 115 area. When it made the move, waited for it to get there, waited for it to break above, and then on the way back down, caught the move as it started curling at that 115, like curl right above 115, was giving it to that 50, and then worked back to VWAP. It's actually bouncing off VWAP as we speak. So that's what I think that's one and done for me. I would have liked it off that one, that 107.50 if we could have got that long, but once it came to 115, we took the short. I don't think I'll see another trade in this one at this particular point. Like, too many other things that are moving right now. Unless, like, maybe it gets back to 115 and looks good. I seriously doubt it. So that's more of a one and done for me this afternoon.
Guys, like, I'm not going to be much help in these rundowns, to be honest with you, because like right now, Google is 112, and we are now $3 now in the money on this play as it continues to march higher and higher right now. So, I mean, if you're going to look at this, whoops, fine. I mean, there we go. That's the split there, of course. There's the charts, but yeah, taking it out. And if you're going to look there, I don't think we ever went to 112 on this day, but some of these other past tops here, 108, 109, we're already well through there. You know, let's just figure out where Google's going to go. I mean, you're breaking out on these daily charts. I'm going to use an e-signal daily chart here. Again, like I think maybe 112. I mean, you're only up 4%. You can get up a lot more than that. So Google can definitely get going here if they like this. I even feel like even after the, I don't know. I guess are they done? I don't know if they're done yet or not. But I feel like after the event, they will be going. But I've liked Airbnb. I talked about buying that dip into 110. Didn't look like I don't have it today, but Airbnb, a good little name there for it. I may get out if we break back down below 110.70 right here on Google, but I got to watch this position as it's heading to the upside right now on a good trade there. Palantir 8 cents in the money. Amazon, you know, the sleeping giant that we sort of have ignored here. We're up $1 on that name as well. So again, Amazon and Google really paying off here, getting pay dirt on these names as we continue to go to the upside. Google pulling back just a bit though, and then it retraces. So I don't know. We're going to have to find out some key levels. We might even go long. I mean, this could be a break long as well. You're bouncing off of 111.25 right now.
All right, just having a look at Apple trying to move back to the upside here as well. There was a note on the executive in charge of Apple Plus and sports, quote unquote, sports businesses for Apple TV leaving. But I mean, just kind of heading higher with the overall market. Up about 0.5% here. I mean, the overall market just on a tear right now with this move from Google lifting all tides, it would appear. I mean, Meta with a nice move right now as well, back above that 230 from this morning. Twilio, I mean, same story. It was a bit of a mess as far as the report is concerned. Forecast a problem right across the board for Twilio this morning.
It's not the first company we've heard encounter issues that is related to the cloud business. It's been an area where companies are looking to cut costs, and that's gonna affect their margins. So it's probably an ongoing thing, Brendo. But we did have a positive report from Microsoft with respect to its Azure platform because it was incorporating AI, and so that seemed to drag a bit of demand.
Yeah, lowest level in a year for Twilio here. I was just seeing, guys, they're actually talking in the Alphabet event. They're talking more about search right now and the ability to incorporate it into multiple facets and the ability, like if anyone has used the GPT technologies yet, you can task it with multiple tasks. So not just saying, show me the best restaurants in Toronto. You can say, show me the best restaurants in Toronto, book me a reservation on the certain day at the one that you feel is best. Or, you know, like 5 different inputs, and it ends up being all done for you. So I think that's what they're kind of discussing right now as far as search is concerned with Bard.
So just, I'm going to put up weekly output because I think that's probably the chart that you want to work off right now for Alphabet, because the daily chart, I don't know how much it's going to tell you, because once you're past that 110 level, when you look at the weekly, you're pretty much into some air here. So stair step it, you've got 111, which has already been taken out. I know it always sounds crazy when you start looking at levels like this, like how likely is it that we see something like a 120 or a 121? But that's sort of what you're looking against here. All the major moving averages have been broken back out. And you do have obvious resistance at 120. Not a heck of a lot elsewhere. So that's what you want to be focused on, is just in terms of like you're in no man's land at this particular point. So 112, oh, I got this wick. So it is starting to turn at 112 here, but if you're going to take a front side move, like a backside move here, I think you're probably using the even. I went over to AMD because it didn't bounce on this move, so I shorted the consolidation way down here on AMD. Oh, and I'm sitting in Intel. I'll just throw this one out here. Intel, at no point did it really want to participate. The market was going up, it was going down. Even as it comes back to the upside, this is just one of those days, so I'm shorting back into VWAP on it just to get that out of the way. I've been sitting in it all afternoon. But you know, the story is going to be Google, I think to a certain extent NVIDIA, but even NVIDIA is starting to slow. Like the NASDAQ got back to a resistance level, and you know, with Google trying to punch through and not necessarily doing so, like you've gotten sort of right back up to that previous high from yesterday. And if we don't take it out, this is that sort of that moment where I'm looking for some rollover. Now, two names that are weak today, I'm short. NVIDIA might be a bit of a different story where I would short it here, and I don't necessarily want to be short. Like all three chip names at the same time could just be asking for it. But I'm not seeing anything else that I love for a setup because I don't want to be short Google.
Yeah, I'm just going to get out if we take 111 here on Google. So if we take back 111, we've bounced off there a couple times. Let's just see if it wants to hold it. Wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. We got to take or now it's only 270 in the money, but we got to take 250 then, at least on that, and just get out and then regroup. We talked about, a big move up, and sometimes, it's buy the rumor, sell the news. So now that we're out, we've sort of already seen what it can do, possibly. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more and more stories here coming from Bard and Palm 2 and whatever they're going to talk about. But I just want to watch out for this 100, 111 level. It's probably going to get hit. We're going to get out, and then it's going to rip right back up. But that's what happens when you get near exhaustion. It's just, nice upside move here. It's definitely been well overplayed now to that upside. And this is where you want to look at RSI or something like that. But you're finally getting now 3 candles in a row to the 4 candles now, red side. So, yeah, it does look like it wants to pull back down a bit. So let's wait to see if it does fill us back down through 111 right now on Google. Palantir, Amazon, and Adobe's kind of sizzling right now. We're long at 345. We already took a smooth dollar there. Let's see what we could do again here with Adobe. It looks like it wants to take out 345. We're just going to get out if it takes this bottom, 344.50 Adobe.
All right, the other two really on this board ended up being a bit of a non-event. I was just watching NVIDIA here kind of consolidating after that move to the upside on that Bard note or Google note anyways. The other two on this board ended up being a bit of a chop fest, at least once you had this sell-off for Rivian. It's just been kind of a slow grind to the downside. Better than expected earnings, but if you zoom out a little bit, you can still see we are positive on the day, 3.25%. Meta at the bottom there as well. I mean, coming off what happened yesterday, I mean, showing some strength here this afternoon, but still, same story, kind of a bit of a grind here.
Yeah, with respect to Rivian, they projected 50,000 cars for the year. I contrast that to Lee, which came out and said they're looking at maybe up to 80,000 cars per quarter. So, in the grand scheme of things, Rivian still got a lot of catching up to do. Positive note, let's see what next quarter brings.
Yeah, hopefully a sign of things to come for Rivian. Obviously, the first time was, in fact, the first time that we were green off of an earnings report, guys.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even trade Rivian. I felt like I came in today thinking, how do you not, after the way the EV names went yesterday's trade, that this was going to be a little something. I was just looking at, I'm trying to talk myself out of going into a short. Like, what's the point of me shorting NVIDIA right now? It doesn't make any sense. You're short AMD, you're short Intel. Even if it sets up, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, the entire gap ended up filling back in. And then there was this crazy money fill. Look at the $14 level, okay, and I guess the daily chart. My daily's not working over here, but that 1 wick down on my 15-minute, then reestablishes 14.20. That's what when I say money fill, that's pretty much it. It breaks the support, and then everything down here into the 14 level is that's your gravy. It reestablishes above it. So if it consolidates and runs back into VWAP, that'd be great, but you want to see the next step be to the upside. When the market is, I think it's at a turning point, TSN turning point, or well, we're Canadian, so TSN turning point, potentially at this 13.36 level. So I'm going to sit this one out. I think there's more interesting names to look at. There was probably a couple of trades off the top, but I was never looking short until it just never was at a level that I was looking for a short, so it wouldn't have mattered anyways.
All right, I think I'm just going to try to get something out here on Adobe as it's fading out just a little bit back down to the downside. So, it's just kind of barcoding right now on Adobe. We're going to try to get a piece out, and then, if it does take this 344, we're still waiting for a high side. I mean, we actually had an offer at 348 there for Adobe. Look, Rivian is my worst stock today. It's not even close. We just were going long, and it never worked. Never worked right there. And then everything, okay, there, we got an Adobe fill, so that's good. We get that 50 fill. For 50 cents, we'll put it in our pocket. And then we tried right here. This was 3 cents worth, which was pretty good because it goes all the way to 14, but just wait for 14 next time. I mean, wow, Rivian, what a disappointment. Should have been better than this. It wasn't. We tested it right here. This is just why it's bad for me. We came right into the day's low. First, we started to defend 15. We should have just left it alone once it broke, but we didn't. We defended the bottom of the day, and then that broke as well. So Rivian, a complete disaster for myself today. I'm going to stay away from earnings names, especially on garbage companies.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Meta, as we were saying at the end there, I was still reading through some of these headlines coming from this I.O. event, but Meta at the end there, guys, kind of chopping around 222 or 232, I should say, down to 231, ended up being support after fading that initial move to the upside this morning. It's been all about Google, though, here this afternoon.
Yeah, flat for Meta, Brendo, even though it's danced, like you said. That 233.50, that was yesterday's close, and we've had a lot of interactions with that level. We're right back in there now, rejecting off it. Looks like we'll dance with it some more as the afternoon goes on.
I'm still reading this blog from this event. One of the really cool things that I think they're trying to, I don't know if they've actually announced it yet, so I don't want to say they have, but with the Pixel Buds, the headphones, they were talking about incorporating real-time translation. So if you're in a country where you don't speak the language, you put the headphones in and it'll just translate, you know, someone you're trying to speak to instantly in real time, which is so cool. But yeah, more coming out, guys, from I.O.
Yes, sir. I've seen some product. I've seen a little bit of that because I've seen demonstration videos of that before. But it's a cool product. Meta, if we're talking just a little Meta is relatively weak.
Use these in Italy, in Paris.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a pretty cool thing. Like the world's becoming a smaller place day by day, and that's a big deal. Look, Meta is probably in the weak camp. You know, the market's actually green on the day, regardless of where we went up, down, like, you know, top to bottom a couple times there. But Meta is kind of stair-stepping to the downside, so I think you want to respect that. At least unless we break back up to the top end of the band in the NASDAQ, I think maybe you play a VWAP short in there. That's not the one I went over to. As I said, I went over to AMD because it just felt, for lack of a better word, even more weak. So it's starting to roll over here as the market's getting to this point. I'll just drag it over so I don't have to get away from the chart. So we broke 13th, we got to 13.3, bounced off it, and then we couldn't really break back, at least consolidation, the lower high, 13.6. I even heard Sharif sort of say this one as well. I'll sort of zoom out there. That was the previous top, so we're failing the previous high of yesterday. And if something's going to roll over, let's just go with something that's already weak. There's going to be some pretty awesome trades because of how the range got opened up at 1 o'clock. That's exactly what you want to see. You had a lot of names that ran some stops and then opened things up a little bit, so I can anticipate a little bit more movement. Like this was holding a dollar range throughout lunchtime off VWAP to 99, and that just opened back up to give you a bigger move there on AMD. And there's so many things that have just done this. I'm not happy with myself for being out of Roblox, by the way. I'll just get that one out of the way because it looks like it's going to hit that $40 level. I ended up getting trailed out there at 39. So that long in Roblox at 37.80 is gone for me, and I feel like I should still be in it. But you got to be able to move on.
All right, let's ring the register right now. We'll spin it right here. We had some great trades on Meta. We talked about that at the midday show as well. But we'll ring the register on Google and look to go long if it takes right here out 111.70. It looks like it's going to do that right now. But there concludes a more than $3 winner. 108.56 to out to 111.50. No, exactly, $3 right there. So we'll put that one in our pipe and smoke it. Pretty good right now on Google. So yeah, man, we had the very bottom too, but we got out. And here it goes. So we are going to take this long, and let's just see what happens once it breaks it. I mean, Google's been really screwed me up sometimes on breaks. So we'll wait to see what happens here. I mean, we may have to just give this one all the way back to 111, to be honest with you, and just see where it goes. So there's the break. We're now in, of course, and now we get to wait to see where it wants to go. I mean, obviously it's going to test, I would say it's going to test 112. I mean, you know, you break it to go somewhere. So let's see if that does happen. I never like to take out breakouts, especially at 230. But maybe this is something special here today as Google wants to go. Let's just see if it does go. We have 111 right there sitting right in front of us. So here we go. We're long. We'll take a dime there if we can get it. Well, we just got 84s. There it is. So we'll see if we can get some more. We're actually at 88 right now, looking to see if we can get that. That will be there it is. That will be that. Did we get it? No, we did not. Oh, that sucks. Went right up there to 88. Is that the turn right there? Probably not. Hopefully it continues to go upside right now. We're long at 76 now on Google as it continues to spin a little bit higher. I'm going to leave it alone. I know we had Meta on the board and we sort of skipped past there real quick, but this is what we did on Meta, man. Story of two different trades. We waited all, Google just fell down, but we did get a fill there at 85, I think. But anyways, long, and then we got the short in there and made some money on that short all the way down. And then again, just by switching over computers there, I had two bids there, didn't realize it, put one in, the other one filled at the same time. We went all the way down to 231.50. So again, long early L, short late W for Meta. But I got to go back over now and watch out for Google because here comes a little downside move. I'm going to take a piece out right there at 66 just because the most we ever got was 10 cents on this trade. So we'll punch out for a little bit out there, 10% out at 66. I'm not holding this one all the way back, guys.
So I just saw John Doe, nice name there in the chat, make a comment. So YouTube, if you're watching YouTube and it's behind, just try to refresh it. Sometimes it lags a little bit. You can't do anything about it on YouTube. There is always a YouTube delay. Sometimes it's up to 10 seconds. Sometimes it's only a few seconds. There is nothing we can do about it. We are live taking real fills that you can see the time coded underneath. So we are absolutely live, but there's not much you can do about it when you have that refresh situation. So I always try to refresh mine every now and then. I'll notice that it's behind. Sometimes it gets like lagging more than that 10 seconds. Just refresh the stream, and then it should be good to go. So looking back over at some of these other big names out there, like this is maybe the first day in a long time where I don't think there's been too much Apple talk, which is weird. A lot of times we'll talk about this name. If you think about Meta being relatively weak, Apple not really doing much off this lower high, like that's a name. If we get back above 173, it can actually take the market back up here. I just like the weakness that's been in the semis. The market is going to fade at this point, so I'm looking for a way to get back into Intel. I'm already into AMD, and if you're thinking about some of the small caps, like I don't think we've even paid much of attention to small cap names. They have just not been the jam. Like when Google's having this event, you got to be focused on those. Tesla has been languishing a little bit here today. This is nowhere even near a key price level. 165 is $3 below us. 170 is $1.50 away. So if it gets back into VWAP, that 170 gets pretty interesting on Tesla. But I'm going to ride with some AMD here. And Google, quite frankly, like that is one of those like just moonshot type trades. A VWAP retrace is literally like $1.50 on this.
Yeah,
and the Nasdaq's still at that same.
Comes right 111.
Yeah, but the Nasdaq's still in that same five-handle consolidation. That's the thing. I think if Google comes down, that Nasdaq's going to follow it at this point.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm being very, very careful with right here. We talked about taking that high break. And hi, it's me. Anti-hero, of course. I don't know if anybody knows Taylor Swift, of course. But all right, we'll just wait to see what happens there. We'll average it in. Looks like it's coming down into that 111 area. If it breaks, we talked about that's where we'd want to get out. So there it is, man. We take $3 and we're going to lose $1 or 70 cents here or so on this last little trade. But again, we were getting out, man. We got out a couple times at the high side, so it's not that big of an L. It's more just that we just punched into 17s right now, and we're holding out the rest to see where it goes from here. So nice move down. I'm guessing they're done. That's probably what it is right now. So I would imagine it could possibly fade back out right now if they are done the conference. So that would make sense why we get the largest move down right now. And that's the fear. That's the fear. You take out the high, and all of a sudden, this is not like, oh, I just got rugged. Like, first of all, for me personally, that statement is fine, but it's more like when this happens on this stock, I don't really think that that's what it is. I feel it's more like on, oh my God, they just dropped a offering or something. Like that's more like
Carvana rugs people.
Yeah, exactly. So there's lots of, and that's another perfect example. A name that's up 20 or 30%, like a Carvana or Upstart.
I hate Carvana, by the way.
And then all of a sudden it falls down and you get it pulled from you. So I think Google just a little bit too exhausted up there at 112.
It's a strong move.
And that is also where the players dwell. So
it is where they dwell.
Realize that.
I don't literally hate Carvana, but like two things. A, if I'm gonna get top wick on a stock and it's gonna work after, at least let me be the top wick for the rest of the day, because now I can't even say that I was Yeah, I didn't have the worst out. Somebody else had the worst out on Carvana. Like, I want the title. If you're gonna lose, no, I'm just being tongue in cheek, but I am pissed off about that because I could have. You get wicked out. Sometimes it's worth it to jump back in. I thought maybe it would squeeze and give me a better price, but we are in I was about to say Amazon. But what I meant was AMD. Don't want to look the gift horse in the mouth. Like, it's been inside this range, like 97 into 96 half. So I will take some out in front of there. And then if you go back to 830, the consolidation off 830 was 95.75. That support down there. I want to be out in front of that because that's where the buyers stepped in when we were dipping after CPI this morning. So that's where I think this move could arrest. You're not even getting a big pullback in the NASDAQ, and this is still going down. Like, you're still in the same channel right in here. It's a very tight range as we're consolidating, and it could still break up. That's why I want to make sure I'm taking something out on these shorts. I haven't even, if the market moves up, maybe I get out of AMD, and that'll be the moment that I'm actually able to get more shares of Intel, but that stock is an absolute dog at this point. Tesla not doing much. I talked about Roblox, but didn't really show you guys. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Like, I got trailed out of it back in here, and it ended up breaking the high of the day and is still slowly trending to the upside. So, I probably should still be in this one. If we do get a dip buy, I kind of feel like it's getting unlikely, but I am still looking for 38s if we can get VWAP once again. Michael Bonifacio, we are trading at Day Trade the World. That's a prop trading floor, a company which has floors all over the world. This one's in Toronto, and we're using the P-Pro 8 system, which is proprietary to Day Trade the World. So, and, well, hey, why not, guys? And if you're interested, if you're in the GTA, our campus program, they're taking applications. It starts on May 15th. It is for people located in the greater Toronto area. It's free. All you got to do is put the time and effort in to learn, but you do have to be in the GTA. You can become a funded trader after doing the program. So anyone that wants to apply, just scan that QR code below, and you're good to go, as I said, starting on May 15th. Must be in the greater Toronto area. Yeah,
I saw someone there threw down from Australia. Or no, was it Australia?
Aussie.
I saw a ad, someone responded there from Australia and wanted to know if they could hook it up. So no, the answer is no, unfortunately. No, only for GTA.
Yeah.
Because you need to be here, be able to come in, I guess, every once in a while. I don't know the exact details for that, but you said May 15th, so you got 4 days to figure this stuff out before that is your window be closed on that.
CCL, let's see.
All right. We could talk about Adobe again. I mean, the reason why we're in Adobe here, and you guys are welcome. We were getting a lot of credit on the midday show for this trade because, again, we were just waiting. We talked about it, and I mentioned NVIDIA, and I mentioned AMD, and I mentioned Adobe. Did not mention Wendy's. But, we thought that there was going to be some talk there for Adobe, and exactly there was. So we just looked for a level. We liked 345. It was kind of hanging around 344, and I just thought, hey, if there's something kind of creative coming from Adobe, then we wanted to get long that name, and that's what we did. We took a 345 fill, and we got out at 346 within 2 minutes or something. This is a minute chart, so it really got going to the upside, and then now I just realized it was barcoding, so we took a 345.50, which is only 40 cents, and now we'll see if we can get up there. And again, Adobe, they were showing some stuff. Brendan's already sort of hinted at some of the stuff that he's looking at. And yeah, the AI-generated pictures were using Firefly, and then there's a stamp on some of the stuff that they do that says Adobe. So let's see if that can work back for ADBE. I like the name. And honestly, I just sold some names in my account, debating picking up some Adobe since we missed Airbnb. And B. Nice move back up for Google. We just took it out at 48 there. So hopefully it can go back to the upside as we did average back in right in front of everybody right there at 111. Talking about getting out at 111. So we got a 13 fill or 17, whatever the fill is. Now we're in the money 40 cents. So nice little 1-to-1 there. It was 17, sorry, is what we got. So we'll start to take some more out here as Google starts to climb back. Hopefully, Neil, back over 112. And then not only can that be where the players dwell,
it can be to the moon,
but also where Google dwells for a little while.
We don't really have anything to the moon. We don't even have a to the moon graphic, which would be an obvious one. But it's not the only thing trying to break.
Yep.
Amazon's been trying to make these runs at 110 like over and over again, but it's getting pretty darn close to it. Triple top, well, it's not really a triple top. The next time it gets there, it'll be a triple top if it so decides to choose. I think if we do take out the high of the day, this isn't sort of an obvious one, but there's other names out there. NVIDIA is making a push. This could consolidation break. I have 2 chip names that are weaker, but this one is a little bit stronger. If it can get above VWAP, I think that can go. I already showed Apple with a chance. Microsoft is another one. It is making a break of the, ooh, that wick. There you go. Microsoft is currently making a break of the high of the day at 311.60, the current breakout. I'd like to see how it responds to it. Just given the fact we're at resistance on the futures, like does it hold the bid? Does it take out 312? Like those are the things I would want to see next. I might get a shot at Roblox. I might consider taking Roblox as a high of the day break, but I'm not quite there just yet. Yeah, we talked some PayPal earlier. Palantir's pushing 10 again. I might be done with Palantir for the day. We had a couple of bounce plays on that one, but I think you're still in it. But I'm more looking at Microsoft, Amazon, and then the chips. Those are the names that have my focus. But I want to see a bit of a bid form above that breakout on Softy. It's not a lot of volume here on this breakout, but it is a high of the day break when the market is trying to get back there.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. So we can talk a little bit about Palantir. We don't have, unfortunately, we don't have that dip buy. That's the thing that sucks. I mean, it came right back into there. And again, you know, this is 140 that came in, and we were obviously way distracted with everything that's going on in the tech space. So yeah, Palantir, the #1 stock for me today by far, it's not even close, is Palantir. We absolutely destroyed this one. We took a great break there at 980. And for everybody that's out there, man, let's just go.
Awesome.
If you're trading Palantir with me yesterday, then it was
awesome.
If you're trading Palantir today with me, then it was
awesome.
So, I mean, we'll just continue to watch it. I don't want to do anything right now other than the names that I'm already in. We're in Google now, 20 cents. But, you know, if Palantir breaks 10 again, you could have another
awesome
trade. So watch out for that coming through at at 10 bucks. Excuse me, at 10 bucks. I have a headache again. I don't know what's going on with me today, but we've been chugging some water right here, pretty serious. All right. Before I go to Brendan, I just want to talk just quickly here. Well, actually, let's go to Brendan because I'm just going to talk about Google. So what's up, Brendan?
More coffee, Sean. That's always the solution. Red Cat. Neil, you were just asking about this one. They picked up an order here for 200 long range. This is the drone company. So 200 coming through there on an order for RCAT.
So RCAT is trying to bounce off the halt price right now. So if I know you showed the daily chart in there, but if you look at when it halted, it was halted at $1.26. It just kind of went the up down, held 120. Usually, if you can make a consolidation after this above the halt price, you get another test of the high of the day. I think that would be a relatively good look. It's not a ton of volume, by the way. And yeah, the spread, sometimes actually the spread is a couple of cents, which is weird for a dollar stock. But I want to see it consolidate above 126, maybe pick up a little more volume or something, because it's not a lot of volume on that name, quite frankly. And if it's a small cap, like almost a penny stock, you want actual volume. That's what I care about. Like, it's not doing enough. Like, I don't want to see a 2 or 3 cent spread on a name that's $1.25. Because it's actually significant at that point. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. You should see a tight spread on those. Like, you get a 1 cent spread on Roblox, for crying out loud. You should get a 1 cent spread on a penny stock you're going to trade. Roblox is trying to make a run at that high of the day. It's getting pretty tight up here. Roblox rugged everybody this morning on the earnings and then broke out. So it went from down 11% or 10%. Actually, no, it was more than that, like 13%, to up 9%. That's rugging people and then going to the upside more so than these little minor pullbacks. So I do like it maybe back to that 39 even. I'm not sure we get that 38. Still looking to see Microsoft hold above the high of the day. It just crept back down beneath. It doesn't seem to have enough juice right now, Microsoft, to make that breakout off the high of the day. AMD still working in the money on the short side, but I want another 70 cents out of this before I cover.
I was just going to say about Google right before he went to Brendan, I was waiting at 67 here. No word of a lie, it went to 66. I cannot explain, so I just got out at 50 because I was frustrated. So instead of waiting for that 67, we'll sacrifice 17 cents and get out at 50 because I don't know if it saw our order or what, but then it just went bang, straight down to the downside there. And I don't know, so we'll take a 50 out. Honestly, man, I still want this high. I'm going to wait at 85. I'm going to put an order at 85 right now. And because AI is listening, I won't probably not put it at 85, but somewhere around there. So it can come back in and fill us up on that side. The one thing that I just want to tell everybody about everything here is that AI might be a thing for now and forever moving forward. I'm not selling any more Apple or Google or anything like that in my account, period. Unless, I mean, if Apple gets to 183, I'll sell some. But like, wait until Apple starts talking about all this. Now Google's talking about AI on their phones and how they can integrate all that stuff. You already have the biggest ecosystem in the world. You're looking at that right now, Apple. And you know, when they start to get going and talking all about AI on their conference calls and what that means for their creators and their app store and everything that Apple does. I mean, I cannot wait to see what happens here in the near future, man. I feel blessed all the time to have kids, and now I even feel even more excited. Honestly, I mean, there's some people that aren't excited for their kids' futures. I'm super excited, and I just think that we have
Who are those people?
Lots of people think this world is going in the wrong direction, man.
Besides Peter Schiff?
I'd say more than half for me right now. You hear everyone talking like, "Oh man, I feel bad for you know, the youth of today, everything they have to deal with."
Well, not everything's perft.
No,
I mean,
but
like, if you like, in all seriousness, like the day, like,
you know, I'm just saying that I think that with technology coming through,
yeah,
I mean, society is a different story.
There's a weird thing about society because you look at it, it's weird. Like the better people's lives get, the more mental health issues we have, the more suicide. Like there's really serious things that you can point to. I understand, I get that, but in a general sense, the zeitgeist gets better over time. Like there's ups and downs, but the human zeitgeist is always going in the right direction, morally, all of it is in the right direction. Generally speaking, we always trend the same way. So I don't know about that. I was tongue in cheek about the Peter Schiff thing, I think, obviously.
No, but there's a lot of people, we have friends included, that, oh, my kid's never going on an iPad, or I'm not doing that. You know, and it's just like, I just so blessed that we have technology and that my kids are into coding and, you know, even at a young age and everything like that. I think it's very important, obviously, to limit screen time and things like that, but definitely do not limit, in my opinion anyways, your own kids' abilities to learn in the world that we have, because honestly, with all this AI stuff, it is scary, for sure, it's scary, but I just feel like it's such a good opportunity, and then as an investor in tech, of course, you know,
the scary stuff for me is like the whole, like, the issues with like legally plagiarism, like that gets a little bit weird when you have like, you know, like fake Drake stuff out there. Like the stuff they can do is pretty amazing. And then of course, you know, when Google's top guy leaves and is like, hey, well, I don't want super soldiers, that's a different issue. Like I'm with him on that. No, it's true,
I
because,
know, yeah.
I mean, I read sci-fi as well.
AI is going to take jobs as well. I mean, it's not...
I'm less concerned about that because generally speaking, technological innovation has not been a wholesale long-term job killer. People always get afraid of it and they overdo that. It never ends up being that bad. I'm just throwing that. That's just true. Like people were afraid of it when Ford had the assembly line.
Yeah.
Okay, and everything.
The Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, everything. It's all the same thing. So we're getting. This is a weird thing that's happening. So we're getting to 13.4 and breaking out, and we're still at a lower high. Like this should be invalid, but it's not. It's actually setting back up. Now Microsoft is getting valid to continue to catch this bit of a breakout. So enough volume starting to come into Softy to grab this on the dip back into 311.50. But for some reason, AMD is still lagging as the futures just punch through. So I'm going to take my shot at this curl here. Again, as long as it's valid, fair enough. I had no interest, like Intel won't even get there for me, and we're getting this one. But Microsoft is now through that high. A little more gusto. It touched 312, so I'm going to grab a little bit of a dip in here. Give it back into that previous level. It's about 311.30. So as I take dips in, I don't want to hold it past that 311.30 level. So getting the beak wet up here for a long breaking out that high of the day. If the NASDAQ goes more than 1%, this is a name that's got some room to run. I know someone was mentioning PayPal. Have a look at PayPal. I do want to look at PayPal, but it's like, it's so far down, I'm not sure what the trade is at this point on that stock. I don't even know what to tell you. Like PayPal's having a bad day. This is me talking about PayPal. This is my weekly chart on PayPal, and this is where it just kind of broke down all support levels. Like, it's got really bad for this name. And it just you have to go all the way back to, what is this, 2017? And that was a big level, that 67 that got taken out there, and you're now making fresh lows. So I don't really have a trade for PayPal at this point because we shorted it yesterday and should have shorted it. Oh, sorry, 2 days ago. Should have shorted it yesterday. Should have shorted it today, but I got nothing for PayPal. I wish I did, but I don't.
Yeah, I want someone to AI me. I just don't have to be here. We just put the trades on. We can do all that. Okay, but look.
I think actually.
I think that is possible, but right now the chef is in the building, and we are cooking up some more profits right now. As there goes Google, 111.90. We're back in the pocket here, 75 cents in the money on that reload. You know, sometimes ye have little faith, but I told you we had faith in this name. We almost got hit out at 111 for sure, but I just feel like, and again, you know, whenever I get a chance, I go home and try to look back, try to do some tick replays and things like that. Watch out for, you know, what my best trades are, where they happen, and honestly, it's not breakouts. I know that for sure, that breakouts are not the best trades for me. It's when it pulls back in, we have confidence, and someone talked about this on the midday show, being stubborn or frustrated versus having some confidence in trades. And I just feel like, here we go, Google, I'm at 97. So just so you guys know where I'm at, well, we had one fill there at 70. We talked about that fill that we put in there. Remember right before 75, whatever, there's 75. We put that out, and then I was gonna put something at 89, but we went 79, so that's that fill there. Now we're waiting for 97. It looks like it just bounced off of it. But what I was getting at was earlier, this is the Google trade that really, oh no, sorry, it's not Google. Oh, it was Amazon. Hold on a second, it was Amazon. Google, same way. Well, I could call that chart back up. It's not what I want to talk about. It was right here. So here we go, taking breakouts, breaking 110, but we came from 108. So it's like, even though it was 10:30 or 10:15, and we're comfortable in our skin at that point, we know where we're trading. We've got a net at that point. We're trading against ourselves. Everything is fine. And then all of a sudden, flushes down, and we wind up losing on. I'm sure we wound up losing on this trade. But then it was like when it came back in right there, and then look, it's not even take it right away. Let it kind of figure itself out, and then we got that bid back into supported levels in the past. So you could see, you can't see now, but volume came in. This is the open. This is 9:30. Let me just do this so you can see. Again, maybe I can zoom back out. I know it'll be small. But right there, right, comes in, right back into that. That's 9:30, right back into support. And that's where you can put on more shares with more. And the word that we were asked about was conviction. So that gave me that right down there. And then the example that I had on Google was just that, again, back to 108. We really like that level. Why? Here's the day. Blast up. We had Google written down here for the long. We love the long today in Google. We knew this was going to happen, not this kind of a day, but it comes back in and gives us those longs right back into that past supported area off the open of 108. And that was really the move. That's where we got the $3. And then we were all, you know, too excited about that opening, and then boom, to the upside. Now we wait. We are now 3 cents away from money. Finally, there it is on Google, man. We are in the building, and there it is, man. Cooked up nicely. See ya, 112. Let's get back up to the upside here for Google.
Yeah, Google is definitely the strongest name out there, because I'm looking across the board. It's like turn. Well, I have 4 stocks up, okay? I don't really follow everything. You can probably guess which 4 stocks I have up because I'm in 3 of them and the other one is Google. My charts are up here, my nice little black charts, I'll drag them down every now and then, but AMD just rolled back over, so we rinse and repeat. The second we got to 13.4 in the NASDAQ, it wasn't rocket science. We were at 97, we shorted 97. We scalped some out, then it continues to roll back over. Now, Microsoft, we kind of like in the pocket that it's in. If we continue to break back out in the market, I would much rather be long something like that, which is taking out highs and trending up. But I just feel like as long as we're not through the high of the day, this ends up being valid the whole way. I don't know why. Maybe there's a narrative as to why NVIDIA is so much weaker. I can understand Intel right now today, but AMD was on a tear this morning, and quite frankly, it was just one of the stronger names. I don't know what really happened here specifically for them, but since it broke that 98, it was a huge trend reversals. We'll go to Brendan at the desk.
Day highs here, guys, for Google, as we were seeing there at 4.3% now as they wrap up the hardware portion now of the event. They were talking about really cool. They were talking about generative AI wallpapers that you can now put on your phone, which sounds really cool. But yeah, there is the $499 7A that's going to be available. They talked about the Fold as well. There's the tablet that is new. There's the Fold. That's a picture of the Fold there. So they're just wrapping up the hardware portion of the event here, guys, seeing Google at day highs.
It's very colorful.
Google at day highs? Yeah, Google's at 112.20 right now. So, I mean, we're $1 in the money on Amazon, we're $1 in the money on Google, and those are really all that I'm concerned about right now. I do like that AMD trade. I think AMD's getting down to a level of 96. We've talked about that a couple times where I am a buyer down here, but you know, most of my concern has been in these multiple dollar winners that we have on board now. So it's been a good day. I don't know. Do we want to look at some other names here? Yeah, Google is a little bit sickening.
Tesla's literally not moving. I was just looking at Tesla. Tesla in the last hour, Tesla's got a 70-cent range. This is why we're not looking at Tesla. Like, I don't know what you do with this. I mean, actually, no, I do know what you do with this. You don't do anything. I shouldn't say I don't know what to do with this. No, it's not moving. You don't do anything with it. That's the answer to that question. So I'm going to stay away from Tesla. I just mentioned Microsoft. I wanted to catch a dip into that 311.40. Yeah, it just dipped, and yeah, the market is still rejecting 13.4. Okay, the top end of the range. I got to respect the top end of the range here. So when I look at the NASDAQ, because someone said look at the NASDAQ or the Qs, I don't know, we do talk about the futures, but if we break 13.4, Yahoo, then everything else that's not Google probably can catch up and actually maybe join the party. But there has been this overhead resistance here, this lower high, and it's that 13.4 level on the NASDAQ. I'll zoom in so you can see it better, and we've been pulling back off of it. If you're wondering what the blue lines are on my chart, I've had these two lines in there for like a very long time. I just could have drew them when Arun said something one day, and I left them in there. Whatever. I leave them in as long as they're valid, but really it's about 13.3 and 13.36 more than anything else. So if we're not breaking out the top there, then I'll release some of the pressure, and we'll play an inside game over here on Microsoft. So if you're at a resistance level or at the top end of the futures, you know, there's lots of names that are worth it for the short. I think the chips are there. As far as the longs, almost everything is already broken out or is trying to. I thought maybe Amazon could get to the high and start to break out, but look at Amazon's range. Where is it? I don't know. It's not really moving. Apple's not moving either. So I do think that you're in the right spot. Like, you're either looking for something that's at a resistance point for more active trading, or you're just sort of patient for the market to make its next move. Power hour hasn't even started yet. So there's plenty of time for this market to trend one way or the other.
I just noticed that little top wick there on Google at 30. So I actually got another piece out at 10, as now, of course, it's blasting right back up, but that's fine. I didn't want to get, and you can see it's followed by big volume spike through 112, and then that top there we've seen a couple times, and you can see it right here too. We actually get the top there on that first break, right? You see that wick that was right into there on Google. So there's that break of the day's high at that time, which was 111.75. So we actually wind up getting that break, and then we grab that top tick, and then look what happened, straight to the downside. So I don't want to miss it and have that happen again. I mean, you know, I still think it's going to work to the upside. We're still in a piece, but we'll take out another one there. As good outs, man. We were pretty good on this. Our first couple outs were at 30. We talked about that just to take 10 cents. We always do that. We probably should not have. Then out again at the 50 mark. Then we got a big, huge wick up there to the 60s. Then out 75. Then out at 12, flat, 97 there. And then another out at 10 as we go back up to the high of the day on this name. I'd like to talk about other names for sure as we go, but we're in Palantir. I mean, Amazon is really working as well. That's getting close to day's high, I think. Again, well, we punched that 110, so we know where that's going to go. Up there to 110, I think that's a decent out. We actually got as high as 94. We could probably get a piece out on that, and then maybe even think about going the other way. I don't think we have a bet. I can't believe it's 255. I feel like it's 355, to be honest with you.
It's been a day's worth of action.
It's been, yeah, and I have twice
as many trades or stocks traded than yesterday, for sure. Because more happened today. Like, it is what it is, man. More-ish was happening today. And at 1 o'clock, we got like an injection of like something, speed, whatever you want to, I don't know, whatever. The market definitely got it. And you've seen some actual trade action here, which is nice. That's what you want to be able to see. It's not that there weren't opportunities before. It's just there's a heck of a lot more right now. I don't know. If there's going to be some kind of a bet, it has to be Alphabet. So you guys tell me. Because Google closed above 5% up on the day. That's easy enough. I can throw that down if you guys want it from now until the close. That's easy. I can do that in just a couple of seconds. I did want to go back over to one name, because I'm not going to reload. After what I just saw, that failure 13.4, I don't want to reload another time on Microsoft. I'll just let it go. But I am about to hopefully get my first fill since this morning on Intel. So I was short this morning. It never broke down. So watch, I'm shorting in the consolidation. I don't start covering till it breaks down, right? So it's now finally getting back to the level where I'd work back into it. It just took a while. The best I got was 29.5. All my shorts have been essentially 80 into 29.9. So it's getting pretty darn close to coming back back and filling me. Just has to happen. Palantir short at 10 today. Is it there?
No.
No?
It's close, I believe.
Yeah, I gave up on Palantir, and maybe I shouldn't have because it was so good. It looked like this morning it was going to make that break of the 10:30 on the daily and just go forever. And then I was working it on the way back in. I scalped it some more, and I gave up because it looked like it was making lower highs. And I don't know, like maybe it's not making lower highs. I'm not shorting it here. No, I'm not going to short it here. Maybe it's good. Maybe that is a good lower high. But I've only been going long that stock, and I'll be there for the 10:30 break tomorrow if it does happen, because that's the level I really thought it was going to get here, and if it pressed through on the daily, there was nothing. Well, I shouldn't say nothing. There wasn't a lot standing in its way if this would load up. Trust me, bro. That 10:30 doesn't have a lot past it. Like the next level is way up there.
All right. So here we go. Yes, sir. There it is. We'll spin it again. We'll go. Oh my God. Why did this guy short Meta? I don't know, to make a little bit of this. Right now, it's a nice little trade here. We'll wait to see. I might get another piece out at 60. Why not? We'll just punch out immediately there at 60, get a fill right there. You might be able to see it right here. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Now it's going, I was on the wrong screen. I was showing it on the other screen. As we get to the downside, we're going to try to hold this against 230. That's VWAP up there for Meta. Either way, you're at the 234 mark that we've been at a couple times. So we'll take advantage of that, out a little bit there on that move. Holy man, Google is like, I was happy taking, like we were long at 108.50. Like it's at 112.50, man, and still going higher right now as this just continues to rip up and away on Google. I'm going to adjust my stop now on Meta because we got out, so I have to find a place. But wow, huge move there for Google, continuing upside pressure on this name. We've really, I mean, longs down here. Are you kidding me? Reloaded at 111, get it there as well. Huge upside move happening on Google now. You already know about it, so we're going to probably move off. I might just get out of Amazon right now. I mean, again, look at this long down here, 108.60. Beautiful back upside, man. 110 coming into play right now for Amazon. So, yeah, good move there. Let's see what happens with this play. Meta, you know the out, man. 234, if that comes through, then we're gone on Meta. Brendo?
Impressive, guys. The Google Fold, or Pixel Fold, is the thinnest foldable smartphone yet on the market officially. So it looks pretty cool so far for the Pixel Fold.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not. I don't mean to like damper, but I would expect that if it's, you know, when Google comes out with their latest in that fashion, it's going to be, and then, you know, Apple kind of does the same thing. Eventually, when they make their Fold, at that point, that one will be like the thinnest, and that's how they roll. That sounds pretty cool to me. You know what? You know how I am with the stubbornness of my BlackBerry. By the way, back to the high of the day in the way that Microsoft wicked that 312. I'm just going to take some more out here. I didn't make another reload down there in this consolidation, but it doesn't seem to want to break that top, and the NASDAQ got to 13.4 again. So I'm going to get out. What I was going to get at there is I could see myself making the jump. That's all I'm saying when that comes out, because I've been looking at the foldable phones, and, you know, quite frankly, it looks pretty juicy. Like the Samsung one, I got that in my hands and was like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool, or looks pretty cool, I should say. And I might want one of those. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I like it. I think they always do make great products. If we break 312, I think there might be longs above this level. But let's cross that bridge when we get there, because you are just chilling. I mean, when I say like you are absolutely chilling in this tight range on the futures. So yes, we could still make a run at the high of the day, but it's moves like this. Like you saw Amazon, LaShawn was talking about that at the high, they're not really going. Like you're holding and scalping inside of the high range, and it just won't quite go. This is why I won't give up something like an AMD short, because if we do flush from here, like I think we've got this one pretty nicely, but I do want to take a little bit out, as I just did on Microsoft, give myself the opportunity to bank some profit, because quite frankly, unless there's something I'm missing, the only big tech name that's breaking highs right now is Alphabet. Like everything else is resisting them. So when that's the environment, I feel like you're either long Google or, at least for myself, like I want to be working the other end here, which is, it's working for now, but if everything starts going or continues to go up and catches up, I'll have to give up those shorts. But we're not at that point yet.
Uber is weak, apparently. Okay, so we'll have to look at that.
Well, I mean, I was talking, big tech, I meant.
So Google, oh, no, I know what you meant. I was just
Oh,
saying someone
okay.
put in the chat there,
Gotcha,
Uber weak, if
gotcha.
you're looking for a short, which we'll probably get into at some point. We took another out on Google. I mean, it's just ripping higher and higher and higher. So we actually got a 57 or whatever that was there. And now we'll just wait. I'm not going to get out anymore. I mean, all these outs just look silly because, they're profit taking, and that's fine. But you're up now 1% and the market could still go. You're not even back to anywhere where we, like this is the NASDAQ today. Like you're not even, there's still 30 more handles at least to get to the top. So, I mean, and I know obviously we had CPI and everything, so some nice explosive moves here today, but wow, up 1% and now 78. So are you kidding me right now? Still going. Adobe's fallen back in. That's fine. I'm thinking about, I'm going to change my Adobe. I mean, why bother to lose even more than we need to? Well, we've done good on Adobe. We're long at 245. First out 246, next out 245.50. But here comes the break right now. Breaking through 85, we're going to get out of Adobe. Just need to put that order in as it just feels so stupid, honestly, getting out of Google because it's just absolutely ripping right now to that high side, and it's still going. It's now $1.70 in the money, and that's just off this reload. I mean, we had this all through here and upside there, so Google just continues, man, to march to a beat of its own drum. I mean, it's not really. The NASDAQ's going upside, but this is getting carried away, I feel like.
Well, I'd say it's to its own drum.
Well,
because nothing else is breaking.
Nothing else that aggressive, but everything else, the NASDAQ is
it's
ticking
holding
higher.
the highs. It's ticking higher, but everything else. I just got another leg out on
short on Google.
Every single time AMD does this, so it made another bounce play. Like I just got a little bit out there as well. So it is stair stepping, but you are creeping higher ultimately. Like the NASDAQ is going up. It's just not like it's not flying to the upside because there's too many other names out there that are holding us back. And NVIDIA making some moves. Bitcoin, I think, is making a decent bounce. Let me just double check that because I saw someone put that in the chat that it's trending up. Yeah, you're getting a trend back in. After we had that flush out through 27, you're actually trending back up. You broke consolidation. I can just show you my Binance chart when I'm looking over here. Every time I do this and make it full screen, it doesn't. I don't know why this happens. There you go. It just takes a second. There we go. So it broke the consolidation. Now you're heading maybe back to 28,000, and then if we get back to 28,000, I would suspect that the market's going to try and make that breakout of 13.4. So yeah, you are getting some moves to the upside. I do like that Microsoft. We'll just have to see if it can carry that 312 level, which it hasn't. NVIDIA, this is the one chip name that looks pretty good. It's trying to get back above VWAP. I think if it holds over VWAP, there's a long out here somewhere, maybe even breaking 289. Room to the high of the day as well. So if you're playing catch up, this is a name that has some room to go. I'm just in Microsoft, and we already talked about AMD and Intel. I haven't even gotten any more short on Intel yet. Just can't seem to pop enough even to give me a fill.
Oh, Intel? Yeah, I know. But you're short AMD, right? Which is...
Yeah, because Intel wouldn't get me in, basically.
Yeah, the only thing, I'm just waiting, this is as big as they come. Yeah, Sundar Pichai just still talking more about Google and how big AI is going to be. We already know about that. So yeah, still to go on Google. Retracing, well, it was retracing a little bit down to 50 off 113 flat. It went to 112.96, so normally that's where I would have got out near 113 because we're taking it out sort of every 25 cents up, but I said we'd want to wait, so let's wait. So we're going to do that right now with that name. Amazon is breaking the highs. Some of you are saying right there about Roblox. Yeah, Roblox is another strong name. So
that's super strong.
we already know about that one, up 9% off earnings again after a huge move down.
It's
and then a nice back move again here. Let's just take away these fills so I can have a better look quickly here on this. There it is right there, fills, take them off. Just have a look on Amazon right now. So we've already punched this long, and I said I don't want to do breakouts. Our breakouts has not been a good strategy for us, but there it is, breaking through long, and our best trade is down here, waiting for that dip, and now you're seeing that's why we're well in the money on this name. It looks like Google's fading back out just a little bit now. Let me put some back on, some partial fills, so we can look at those. And then where's Google? Google bouncing pretty good. Yeah, down to 112.44. We only have a small piece left, but I did see the net sort of fluctuate there. But at the same time, man, it didn't fluctuate that much because look where Meta is. Meta's right back down here as well. We were just waiting at 55. We did not get to fill, so we'll take a 58 now, and hopefully Meta can pull back down. I have 5 times the shares in Meta that I do on Google at this point, so preferably market tank would be good for this guy. So hopefully this can come back down right now, and we'll see where we go. So new position alert, it's Meta, it's 5x, not new position, but 5 times the shares of Google. Meta, Neil, you mentioned stocks maybe doing their own thing. Meta's flat on the day with the NASDAQ up 1%.
Tesla's
So yeah, something brewing under the hood there for sure.
Tesla's Tesla's finally out of the range. It's been in the same range for like an hour and 10 minutes, or like an hour at least, but it's starting to go. But remember, 170 is still a thing. You know, like you talk about like Huadunk, that, I don't know how many candles that is in a row. It's probably at least like a half an hour when it flushed from 73 back into 169. So it gets back up to VWAP. The real test will be at that 170. You just want something to get to a key price level. My focus is obviously on the chip names, but Microsoft is back up to that high a day. If it can clear out 312, there's room to go on this. And if the market goes, fair enough. If it doesn't, well, I know the shorts I like. I was looking for a couple of other ones. I just wanted to pull up the 15-minute when I realized I hadn't done this. All these wicks are kind of annoying, but you can see right here on the 5th, this would be that same 312 level. So we have not broken out of this 312. It's a pretty significant price level for Microsoft. It's one of the reasons I like this long into it instead of long hoping that it breaks. And if the market takes out the high, I'd like to be in this and looking for places to add. Hopefully into a power hour run. If that's the case, I know it'll mean that AMD's probably given up, and I could always get Intel. It's actually not impossible. I might get more of this if it's getting close to VWAP. So I can see myself taking the fill if it goes another 10 cents. But just have to be patient there. I'm not sure who on the production crew just sneezed, but that was a big one. Bless you. Was that you, Fod? Oh, it was Randy. Randy came up, and that was Randy. So bless you, Randy. It's allergy season, man, because I know I've been a couple times said, Randy's switching? Well, I can't tell because you're literally standing in between me and him, Fod. It is what it is. Yeah, Randy's actually switching the show right now, so if anything goes wrong, you can blame Randy on that one. Going back over to a couple of other names, I know Google's making all the power moves. Amazon was another name which is trying to go. Like, look at what's happening at the top end of these ranges. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you just, or get off the pot, right? Like, you're just testing the top. That's what Softy's, okay, Softy's breaking out now, so at least that's starting to go. Come on, Softy, get to 312.50. I'd like to be able to grab some out there. But yeah, Amazon can't seem to go. Apple, very similar story. It's creeping above VWAP and not really flying. This is the problem with the market. It is so, hopefully we can join the party with Microsoft, but it was so Google-driven. I'm almost looking for another shorting opportunity that isn't one of the 2 chip names that I'm in at this moment. Not seeing a heck of a lot. BLCM, small cap. Penny stock, yeah, you got me. I looked at this. Yeah, it's not really moving that much. If a stock like this gets to $1, that's when I get interested. Right? Like when a stock like this makes the run at the $1 level, you look for the $1 breakout, you look for the $1 retrace. Not really seeing anything. Like that was a $1 a couple of days ago. I thought maybe when the name came up, I'm like, oh, is it back above $1? No, it's not. So not that interesting for me.
Just had a made you look moment there.
I didn't know, but the thing is, I know it broke $1 and ran 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So if it was doing it again, there'd be a trade-off of a buck, but it's still kind of holding beneath it. Nothing really happening there.
Yeah, what's up, Chill Vibes? I got the same feelings. That's why I actually tried to get tried to get shorter on Meta up there and just missed it, man. We were trying to get. I mean, we'll take it again if we can come up to 230. We just got a piece out there at 40s, right at the 50 period. So right there, we got a 40 fill. The 50 period's 37, so we take a 41 or whatever that was right there out. I'm still feeling like a little bit of a dip buy opportunity coming through. Buy opportunity. I think we dip, and then I think we can buy the dip. So we're going to wait to see if that does come in at all on that. I've been sitting here watching Google come back in. We have we have 10% left. Looks like there's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 outs right there. Just a small piece left, and honestly, I don't even want to get rid of it. This could come all the way back to 111. I'll just buy some more if that does happen. But I'm not trying to be stubborn with it. It's just we got out. Let's let it retrace back. Getting out now is like we could have got out at 112.50 there on Google. we did that there, and then it ripped to 113. So we're just going to hold it, and if we're right on the short, like I said, we're now only 4 times as many shares in Meta because we just got another piece out right there. So hopefully the market can pull down, and if it does, good. We're making more money, not losing more money here as this is happening. The one name though that is at a level that I think we should get out is right now is Amazon. Amazon's an absolutely money maker today if you were anywhere long near some of these dips. The only mistake was buying the break. And you know, right now, I feel like that might be the same kind of lesson that everyone's trying to learn again, as Amazon's right here to 110.05 right now. That's probably a decent out, man. We're still long from here. So we still got 10% on this trade as well as we wait to see what 110.07 brings us here for Amazon. So far so good on that, and it's still going. I'll probably hold this. If Amazon does pull back, I want to use this 50 period. So, you know, maybe into here, 109, 109.90. The 50 period is going to slowly adjust itself up. See what I mean? I believe I took off VWAP because I just don't trust it anymore because it wasn't giving. See, it's still here. So there's no way. Something's wrong with it, definitely on Amazon today. So I'm not going to use that as an out. As here we go. Amazon ripping back up as well. $7.47 now in the money on Amazon, and Google is trying to go back bouncing off that 112 area. That's about 5 minutes in a row right there that we resisted that. So there's a nice move back up to the upside. Glad we didn't panic there and get out. So right now that's moving. Amazon's moving. Adobe's back in the money again. We picked a great spot where not to get out, didn't break. So now we'll see if Adobe can close it out for here to end the day on a nice positive side here. As the NASDAQ, Neil, just keeps on
keeps on going.
It literally looks like stairs.
It's stair-stepping to the upside. Finally, Microsoft broke the high, so got through that 312, picked up on the volume there. Just a little bit. You guys can't see volume. I'll do that for you. So picked up on volume on that last little breakout. That's going to get me enticed. Well, if it gets to 313, I'm going to cover because you're going to have the NASDAQ high of the day at that same point. But if we dip back in at 312, that's now a big level. We showed you the 15-minute chart. It's a pretty decent breakout. We were able to get some on the dip buy instead of taking the break, which tends to be a little bit better. We'll see if we can get that 312 back in. I did get a fill in Intel, by the way, because that last push on the futures just got Intel back into VWAP. So this is kind of where I was waiting for more or less the entire, I got one fill at 29.50 there and was waiting for it to get back up to VWAP to even think about a reload. But it's a strong move, man. I just took some on the front end. If I take anything else, it better be on the back end, meaning it's this coming back down or the futures breaking back down. That's when I should be adding to this position one more time. I was waiting for VWAP for a fill, but definitely going to wait a little bit more patiently given the way the market is trending to the upside. So let's see what happens. Obviously, you're going to get a strong move. Not so much Google anymore. What is Tesla doing? Because Google's not breaking the highs after that 13. Tesla didn't get to 170. Seriously? All that and Tesla doesn't even get to 170. Wow. This stock is asleep.
We traded Tesla today. We traded it pretty good, to be honest with you, but
it's asleep right now. That's
yeah, we can go have a quick look. I just want to say we have a new position now. Well, it's not new. It's an average position. We did have a low take on Palantir before, but it's a new position because we're just putting it on now. I'm going to wait and to see what happens at 97. I mean, this little bottom there of 99, okay, now we're getting filled as it's coming back in. We just got an 02, I hope, fill there. Not 03. What did we just get filled at? 02, right? Okay, so there we go. Now we have a decent position sized up here in not sized up, but a decent position now against, we don't have what we had in the morning. Again, the market could just float around here, and we don't want to be caught literally with our pants down here on Palantir. Not literally, what am I talking about? My pants are fine right now and done up, and everything's good. But we are waiting to see what's going to happen here with Palantir. 9, if it does break. What I mean by that is I'm not trying to get caught all the way back down here. That's only 990. We could do that, but I'm just going to wait to see about this top break right there. So here it comes back in. It looks like it's going to take 10 again. If it does that, then we're going to get out and then just be like, okay, we tried one more time. We have a decent sized position now, so we're going to risk only small, man. We're going to risk like 5 cents here on Palantir. I know that sounds ridiculous, but with the market now at 13.4 and trying to figure out what it wants to do, it's not. Palantir's had such a great couple of days, 25% yesterday, tack on another 5 today. I'm not talking myself out of this position. I'm quite frankly in this position, and I like it. It's just, you know, we do have to get out if it breaks lower. And I mean, you have a level right there. We did this the other day. I forget what it was on. Was it on? It wasn't Palantir. It was the Palantir yesterday. I think it actually was Palantir yesterday. Let me see. Late in the day yesterday on Palantir, I feel like it was right here. Yeah, it was on Palantir, 950. So like yesterday, we had a roughly the same time. And if we zoom back in, we put on, again, a decent amount of shares in this consolidation. And our stop, we were like long like 950. And our stop was like 48 or something like that, right down here. And then it just took off to the upside. So we'll just see if we can do this again. And, you know, and if we can do this again, that's exactly what we'll wait for here on Palantir. See if it can break upside. We're long at 01s now. Hopefully that can go, as it looks like Meta bounced off. So we only got out of half, so we didn't get out of it all. We are going to get out if it does take 234 right now. Meta looking like it's back in strength mode now. So watch out for Meta taking that 234. I have my stop order out, so if it takes it, we should get a trigger on that, and we'll be able to get out. So that's Meta right now. Wow, you know where my Google stop is? 110.80. That's from that first break. So I can cancel that now and rethink about what we're going to do with Google.
So a VXS, I actually don't hate Intel that much to short it so often. It just sets up for a short. I own Intel on my long-term account. I'm not really that much of a hater of the stock. It's just, you know, quite frankly, when I see what ends up happening is there's been so many days where it's counter trend to the market. Where like this morning, where it made some sense. Now, obviously, it's a different story here, right? Like just popped up a VWAP. I'm going to be very patient in terms of wanting to add to this or getting stubborn about it. But it had already it told you it was weak the last couple of days, and then I just waited for it to get down here to short it. It's just, I want the stock to go up in the long term. I think it's a long-term play because they're doing that whole foundry push. They're trying to compete now with TSM as opposed to competing with AMD. Yes, their core business competes with AMD, but you know, if they can become the foundry for, say, Apple or Nvidia, which is what they're pushing to be able to do, that's a huge upside for them in the long term. It's been a rough road for them recently, so there's been some shorting opportunities, that's all. So Microsoft, I did reload it, kind of when it dipped into that 12 level, and I got some out there at the quarter mark. It's starting to slow down, but the market is still churning. I mean, there's one red candle on the 15 minutes since the bottom. So you are churning to the upside. We get to that top, maybe we get a little concerned. Can we actually break the morning high? You know, until we cross that bridge, I think, you know, if you got a long that's working and breaking out, you might want to stick with it. I almost don't want to look at Roblox, but I'm assuming that's probably back at the highs. Going back over to AMD, another pop. So I'm waiting for this. Every single time AMD makes a pop, I'm taking it on the back end, so it makes a pop up here, short the consolidation under, makes a pop, short the under. So it's still in the midst of moving up. As long as it's not past this lower high here at 97.25, the next time it makes a curl, I'll go for the same thing. But, here's the big but, right now it's putting in a higher low. So a lot of times if it's putting in a higher low, I don't want to be super aggressive in reloading that short position. I am holding on to some because I wanted like 95 70s, but it's been a good one. I never want to turn a winning trade into a loser. AMD was a good short at the top at 100. I don't think we see 100 again, but if this takes out 97.25 and the market goes to the high, you could easily be at VWAP. So I don't want to be stubborn here. Allow it to show me a rejection. Otherwise, I just stop out right here without reloading again.
I like that Microsoft trade, and I think that the more VWAP, or not more VWAP, the more AI talk and everything
VWAP, baby.
That happens, the better it is for all of these companies. I mean,
more VWAP.
We talked about, and the more VWAP that happens as well. We did talk about, sort of, I guess the software Microsoft can sort of match Google with, but it's the hardware, right? I mean, if people are going to get excited about the phones, Microsoft not in that game, but they have Xbox and a few other things there that maybe, I don't know, maybe they can figure that out and get that bump as well. We're getting close to being stopped out of Meta here. I just ripped up the 234 again. So, profitable trades. When we're getting out at 40s and, taking, there it is, it's going to break. Oh, we're getting out at 11. There it is. So that's our stops that I just put in there. That obviously worked quite well there. So we'll get out. That's an L. We'll flush ourselves down the toilet for that one. We're completely fine with losing like that because look what's happening right now. Amazon just took out the day's high. So we talked about some stocks not being being able to do that. Well, Amazon's doing it right now. I'm wondering if I just should, now that I think about this, although Meta's weak, I was wondering about just going long on Meta now, as it's broken a level that I trusted. So that could be a trade, breaking through that level. I don't know. We'll wait to see. Google definitely respected that 112, but then it does not respect 112.50, hits it and goes back down. Win.
Win?
Okay, well, I just got like a part of trade ideas there.
Oh, like win-win. Oh.
Yeah, win the stock. Sorry about that. Yeah, win the stock there. We have lots. I mean, we're winning a lot
but,
here.
Yeah, but in the context,
Yeah.
at the point that you said, I was like, huh, that's
Yeah, that doesn't
random
make any sense,
insertion,
right? It just came back right here, right to a good level again for win.
Heyo.
So
CCL's moving, by the way.
yeah, I mean, again, hard to go long here
Whoa.
because we just broke.
What was that?
We've been breaking out on win, but that's a good one there, up to 111, one and change right there. Did Meta just fall back down? No, Meta took off. That long probably should have been in that long for sure. Amazon is right now. I mean, we stink face this. We're long from here. Not that many shares, but we're still long right now. 108.60, ripping to 110.50 right now. That's higher than we've been today. That high was 110.20. We take that out and we fly right now. Nice job to the upside now with Amazon continuing to make these moves higher. Google, yeah, I think we should maybe get out at 112.50, but I do want to hold that. I like your Microsoft trade.
Guess what Microsoft just touched to the penny?
Yeah.
To the penny, 313 and pulled back. So
313, wow.
Yeah, anytime a stock does this, I am almost, it's like instant trailing stop.
Yeah.
Well, not for all of it, but I did the second it hit 313, I just put in 312.75 trail, and like 3 seconds later it was filled. But that's, if it rejects 313 even without the market taking out the high, then it's probably pulling back. So the market is at the high of the day, and Microsoft just hit the high of the day and kind of curled. So that's why it takes them out there. I know it's still trending to the upside, but no one ever went broke taking profit. I ended up just now following the pattern again on AMD. So I was waiting for it to make a check or slow down or whatever, like check up or roll over or curl. Curl is the best word for it. Kind of curl back in. As long as it holds that 97.25, I'll keep playing these little curl trades. But with the market breaking out like this, I feel like at some point I stop making the trade because the market's just too strong, and even this is going to go back into the upside. I'm going to make the assumption Amazon's making. If it was Roblox, that's the one. It was Roblox that I kept meaning to go back to. You know what? It's not at 40 yet, so I don't feel that bad. But yeah, this is one. I'm going to cancel this 38 bid. Were I to get filled at VWAP at it's 3:24, it's 30 minutes left, then I probably don't want to be putting new trades on. So if Roblox would come and pick me up there at 38, I likely don't want it in that moment because something drastic has happened and I shouldn't want the long in that case. So I'm going to be out of this. I'm off of Roblox today. Maybe it sets up tomorrow. I kind of feel like this could be a decent day 2 play, just given how it rugged in the morning, kind of tricked people into going short maybe, and then broke out the high of the day. Lots of room for it to continue to run, but I'm done with this one for today. I should not have been out here, and I did not find my way back into it on that consolidation. Like, there were some possible entry points. Even above the high of the day break, I could have been back into that, but I'm not, so it is what it is.
All right. Unfortunately, we did get stopped out of Palantir. It broke through O's. We got out 98. We talked about that trade. Not a good one because it bounces basically right off the 50 period. But now I'm taking a 10. Shoot, man. It's too bad that it's going back up. We could have really done well on that trade. It looks like we were long at 01s, remember, 04s. I like an 05 break, honestly, now. Now that we've sort of tested that level and bounced off of it, I think we could trade a little smarter now and take this break long. It's 05. We were there before when we had this trade and we didn't get out of it or anything. So now on a break longer, I think we could take it and then see, like, there's the break of 10. We took a position, on that. We'll put the same shares back on, maybe a little bit more when we break through 05, but then just coming into play there, we'll have to watch out for this again. So if it comes back, we tested the sort of the 50 period, didn't break it. Now you're getting some upside. I wish we were getting out of our trade instead of having to put more on right now, but we did get stopped out, and that was about, we were long at 0.150, so 3 to 4 cents worth of a hit. So this one needs to get to 10s, which I don't think will be a problem, to go 1-to-1 on our Palantir here in the afternoon. But we could go 0 for 2 if it does dip back down in, but we'll have the power of positive thinking right now and see if it will work back up to the upside. So that's another trade that we have ready to go on Palantir. Our Adobe's not doing anything. Amazon, honestly, I just put a stop in at 110.25, but it is just
It's through now.
mooning now.
The market's about to break the high of the day.
The market is insane. Now 110.
No, it just did.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Did it?
Yeah, it did. NASDAQ just broke the high.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we were just talking
NASDAQ
about
just broke
that.
the
Wow.
high. And I'll tell you right now, like I'm a few cents away on, like 2 cents away on Intel, maybe like 5 cents away on AMD. Both those shorts are going to get given up. Of course, I get trailed out of Microsoft. It's right back at that 313 level. I don't think I'll punch 313 long, to be honest with you. 330, taking a break out of the high that I don't really like. If anything, like, there's a part of me that says it would be better to break out of this range long on AMD where there's so much room for it to get back to VWAP, or maybe double check NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA's probably too far gone. Like AMD playing catch up here would be interesting. Like I would sooner reverse AMD through 25 than hit 313 long. I know it's counterintuitive because there's no question Microsoft's been the stronger name, but there's so much room. If the market wants to hold these gains, in 30 minutes, you can go from 1.3% to 2% right quick. And if we do, why am I long Intel? Don't want the long. Sorry. I accidentally got long in Intel, so I just reversed it. But yeah, I'm kind of talking myself into this breakout on AMD. So I'm gonna go reverse on AMD. There's so much room for it to go, and now the market is through that high. If we are really making this strong of a move, a rising tide should lift all ships. I talk about this way too much when you're at a key level. If it's worth the short like 3 times, and ultimately this stock is up on the day holding some support, why can't we at least see a bit of a review up or trace? Let's go to the desk with Brendan.
No, it's not. That's fine. Now you can hear me. Just be aware of the overall market, guys. Watch the market. Biden making some comments on the debt ceiling negotiations that are happening right now. There was that meeting that took place after the close yesterday at the White House that nothing really came from, that I saw anyways, but some comments coming through right now from Biden, guys.
You know, if this move reverses right now.
Why?
It's like, really?
Why?
We just broke the high of the day, dude. Come on, son. My daughter's all been, she calls me dude a lot. One of the things she watches on YouTube, I think they say dude a bunch. I think it's Ryan's World. So she's saying dude all the time. And
Don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it.
yeah, that's exactly how she says. But come on, Joe. Anyways, maybe it doesn't move. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't move the market. But in the moment that Brendan was just saying that, AMD was moving strong. I reversed into it at that quarter mark. It started immediately turning. Microsoft hit enter twice, got to 313 again and started turning. Thank you very much. So that's happening after I give up on the short and we just make a double top. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It's probably nothing. But if we were to reverse off that high of the day break, it would be rather frustrating if it would be true. T Lie in the chat, my son calls me bro due to T shorts and YouTube. Yeah, man, it's fine. It's just weird. The first time she said it, I'm like, huh? Where the heck did that come from? If this is really the turn, I just gave up the long. I just gave up my last couple of shorts. And this feels like it could be a little bit turny. I'd like to see a 313 break, but this is now looking like a rejection of the high of the day. Oh,
yeah,
that's so
frustrating. I was
that's
looking
so
at the same thing here with Amazon at
That's
at
what it looks like to
60
me.
right now. And of course, we get into Palantir as soon as we hear about
I just got trailed out on softy of everything.
4460.
That's hilarious. Like the second you said Biden, like, no way, no way. That's so weird. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm mad, but I'm not that mad. Like it ends up being a winning trade, but you double tap or triple tap 313. I got trailed out of some. I got trailed out of all. AMD hasn't really moved that much off this potential breakout. Like this, I have to give more room. Like I have to give this back to that 97 level because if there's room to 98, like I'm not giving it any room if I stop it out for 10 cents. But yeah, Google's looking okay there. What else is making a move here? I don't know. I'm looking for something else that's at a juicy level. Obviously, 313 on Microsoft is going to be one. We're at an inflection point in AMD. That's where I'm focused. But I'm not seeing anything else there. Alphabet, that 113. I guess you're probably looking at that as well, because...
No, I'm trying to get out of a lot of things now. I mean, I just got out of Amazon there at 55. And just some of the stuff that you're talking about. I feel like, you know, we might have turned around there. I don't know. I don't like this debt ceiling talk. I don't think any of us do. It's going to get resolved. But, you know, you just have a couple negative talk there.
Yeah, that's the worst headline.
It's just, it's not a great headline right now. But, I mean, I have some good headlines for you if you are a holder of equity right now. Brand new 52-week highs today. Softy, Shopify, Pepsi, Uber, Salesforce, really? Eli Lilly, and Celsius all hit 52-week highs today. So shout out to everybody that's owning any of those names. And I pretty much own all of those besides Celsius. I do own all of them. I do not own Pepsi, but or Celsius.
I was going to say, I'm like, Celsius?
Yeah, no, I don't do that. At CELH.
Oh, I know what happened. Okay. Pepsi made a 52.
Yeah, it's not that it's at
okay,
it now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, because only because I knew Pepsi had pulled back and was actually red for most of the day. But yeah, it broke and made the 52-week high. Yeah, it's just a small thing, and my daily still doesn't want to work on it. But it is making a bit of a recovery. So I get out of it. I get out of Microsoft. It might challenge that high again. And it looks like it's a decent chance that it will. All of a sudden, the only thing I'm in is a long in the stock that I was short the entire show. But sometimes that's how it be, or how it is. So if we do get a continuation to the high of the day, then AMD it'll be for me. If I think the VWAP is a good target, that's where we have to take it out. The early look on the imbalances, 154 million to sell.
Amazing.
Yeah, gigantic. No, it's pretty much a nothing burger there. I saw Randy in the chat mentioning snow an hour ago, or half an hour ago. I have not looked at snow, and I might regret this because the other day we were talking about this. This came up in the afternoon show the other day. Yeah, I had a feeling this might be happening. It came up the other day. I don't know where the rest of my daily chart is going, but there's 158. There's the consolidation. This will show it here a little bit better. Yeah, there's a consolidation and break over 165. So that is continuing to stair step to the upside. Yeah, this is legit. This is not an informer. This move on snow is now completely legit. 150 break, consolidation, 160 break, consolidation, 165 break. Now you've just dipped off 170. So if we're not paying attention to Snowflake at 175, then tomorrow, then we're not doing it right. But yeah, strong move in Snowflake. Whoever happened to mention that one, good on you.
Congratulations!
I know it was you, Randy. I'm just trying to not give you credit for it.
Yeah.
No, Randy did mention. I don't know where he got that from, quite frankly. Like, why is Randy looking at Snowflake at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Well, maybe he knows about Palantir, because Palantir and Snowflake both basically in the same sort of business there.
You giving him that credit?
Yeah, I'll give Randy that credit. Why not? Over there. So shout out.
What? You made that connection, Randy?
Shout out to Randy. There, but no. So
you didn't make that connection.
No, probably not. But you know what? That's Snowflake is big data there and doing all that. So yeah, congratulations. Like we just mentioned it over and over and over again. Just it's been a big day for Palantir, a big couple days for Palantir.
Yes.
But at the same time, I don't know what's going to happen now. I'm in this name and looking to get out now. Honestly, we just took a 10.05. We probably bought the high of the day there. It seems like it anyways. Not the high of the day, sorry, the high of this move. It is fading back down. I tried to get some out at 03 there, noticing that we might be in a temporary piece of trouble there. But yeah, Snowflake right now. Good trade, but may break, Palantir, good trade, but may break lower. If we break that 98, it sucks. It was my number1 stock today. May not be after all this as I watch it here just to see where we want to go. But Snowflake, that's my bad. Palantir. No, it's not that. It's just getting distracted here, trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm still going to have a 10 bid, though. Actually, that's up now. That's come up to 99. All right. I'm going to adjust my stop order. You know what? I'm not going to add to. I'll add to it a little bit at 10, but if it breaks 10, then it's going down. I don't know. I'll take a little bit more here at 01s, but this is getting a little bit stubborn. You guys talked about trading while you're under control. We're completely under control right now. It's just this looks like it does want to break 10, so I don't want to. I'm going to get out on like a 10 break, man. 998. If this sees 998 on the bid, we're out.
So I'm trying to remember who it was that was screaming about 65.50 on Shopify this morning. I want to give them a shout out, but I'm trying to remember exactly who it was. There's a lot of people in the chat. You guys give us ideas and throw things out there all the time. But somebody around here was like, yo, what about 65.50 on Shopify?
Great trade.
I'm like, okay, yes. Low of the day as the market's ripping, Shopify, look, okay, in context, Shopify's flat on the day. And if you look at the last couple of sessions, why is it still on AMD? There you go. I don't know why that was still on AMD, but yeah, the last couple of days, Shopify is still solidly strong. But wow, it has rejected the 65 level, triple top at 65.50 as you guys just saw there. So I'm pretty impressed there. Neil's picture on the position board looks like he's laughing. I might have been laughing when they took the picture. I have no idea. It was so long ago, I'm not sure. Probably need a new one. You know what? That had to be during COVID because I'm bald in the picture, and my COVID cut was.
Also, we probably need to take another. I mean, you look shiny as hell in that picture.
I'm sure I didn't put makeup on my dome.
That's what I was wondering. Maybe we got to get that going. But
you know they make us put makeup on, so actually it's wearing off because you can see the shine.
Thanks for noticing those pictures. Yeah. There it goes to the downside. Like now I'm thinking about, we'll flush ourselves down. It's just Palantir. We've given back a little bit on these plays, but they're very, very small cuts. I'm going to be done with it now, man, and unfortunately, that was that on Palantir. I wish we would have been able to get some winners there just in the last couple minutes, but yeah, it's a no-fly zone for me right now. There it is. So there's the breakdown. Probably just should have identified that, actually look at that candle, big candle there on that sell. So a lot of people with me. So I'm not alone right there. I don't know if that's Aunt Kathy or whatever. We just had a 400.
That's a lot of stops there, probably.
400,000 shares. Just got stopped or something there. So big movement to the downside. So, hey, we picked the right level at least. But when they're so obvious, sometimes that's, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. What's just going on with Meta? Okay, so that's what's going on. Broke 234 again to the downside. So Meta right now looking like it wants to make a move back down as these futures get to go in. So,
oh yeah,
I don't know. Google.
I see it.
Trying to break 112. Yeah, looks like that is happening. We only have 10% left, but maybe we'll try. I think we should just get out of this if it does break lower, man, and just get out and like kind of call this day a wrap maybe here. Not the day, but it's 338 right now. If we do fall back in, maybe we'll take some more. But right there, 111.90. I think we just might want to look for some shorts. Feels like everything's a little bit top heavy.
I shouldn't have given up AMD maybe.
Yeah, AMD. Where is that right now? Back to
I
96
reversed
flat?
it.
Oh,
I reversed it, and it's basically just hanging out here. If anything, it looks like it wants to reject. Like I reversed that right at the moment we took out that high, and now we're rejecting the high. So if this comes back in, sometimes you're a little bit too antsy for it to be like an up day. And that's what happened. I'm trail out of Microsoft. That ends up being a good out on Microsoft, but maybe not a good out. Really, okay, no, the out's fine. Maybe not a good reversal on AMD, but I kind of did it in one shot there. Like I adjusted my stop order to reverse long on one shot. I just don't really like it if it doesn't hold this 97. Maybe I shouldn't have given it up in the first place. The market does want to seem to come back in. Microsoft is pulling back. I saw that Shopify move, and I couldn't believe it so far to the downside. But we have about 10 minutes till the imbalances come out anyways. And once that happens, I mean, if you get any kind of a sell imbalance when the market makes a double top like this and rejection, you could definitely see some fireworks. I see people talking about Tesla there, but chill vibes. I'm disappointed in Tesla as well. This is not what we want. When the market's giving you moves, that's not what you want out of Tesla. You want Tesla to be giving you trades, but you just move on to something else. I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much there, but I'm very close to getting stopped out on AMD the other way. That's frustrating. I thought maybe this was one of these days where we could trend into a 2% day and got overzealous getting out of my short and then working into a long trade. Microsoft, is there anything available for me still? Oh, it made one last push to 313 and then pulled back again. So if Microsoft doesn't want to break 313, I would suppose if we make like a really late push right to like 313 even, like there might be like a quick little scalp short off that 313 if it does it one more time because it's rejecting it wholeheartedly. So I'm just going to maybe throw an offer at 90 on the off chance that it makes another wick up there, picks me up, and I can have a 313 stop.
Our bias, I mean, my bias to the market is sell side. Now, Palantir's down to 92. We should have just gotten that short instead of that long, but so be it. All right, so Google there just breaks through 112. We waited for a decent break, so we got out at 111.89 there. No real missed opportunities. I feel like we could have got out at 12.50 there, as it did barcode there. That's like, sans the news, you know, I'm all over that right there. Like, if this is not any other day, this wall that was built at 112.50 is about as, I don't want to say as easy as it can be, but that's about as easy as it could be right there. I was waiting to see if it was just going to break, because I knew that there'd be a lot of traders possibly caught short right here, because again, if you had that move and you didn't capture profits down there, then you had to hold it back to this area. And I was just thinking, like, if we broke higher, could have squeezed a little bit back up to 113, but it doesn't. So we take the 50 period there, we wait for a 112 break, and we made sure that it did break lower on that move. So there it is right there. But we do have a new position alert, and yeah, we found our way into it. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but we're short Intel right now against basically this $30.10. So if we zoom this back out right now on Intel, you could see you're just back into this consolidation. Sure, we've been a lot higher today. I mean, everything opened up quite high on that CPI move. So boom, and then it faded all the way down to 29.50. I'm not expecting to set the world on fire with this trade, but if this comes back into 30 and change, we should be able to take something out. We're short at 08s now, looking for a pullback into O's, really. These bottom wicks aren't real, but down into there, $30.02 would be a good fill. 03 probably will take something out. And then just back into here, we're sort of doing reverse Palantir now, where we just want to scalp out this trade. So, you know, make a little bit on this would be good. And then if the market does come to the sell side, Brendan just gave us the updated imbalance. It's 109
Still
to
small.
sell, but still really small. On a day like today, I'm not expecting the imbalances to do much, to be honest with you. We've already had a lot of blowouts here. Amazon continuing. Wow. Adobe, we got out. Good right there for a nice, we're up on Adobe, so that's really good, man. Out where we got in, plus $1, plus 50 cents. So far, so good on that one. Rivian made it all the way back to 14, but I don't trust this name, nor am I ever going to trade this name again, probably, until we get to like levels like this. I just don't think it's the right time of day, but bottoms and tops for Rivian, I like it. I don't really want to trade in the middle of anything like that. That's that, man.
Yeah. Go ahead. I just took half out of AMD. Look at this sideways action. If the market doesn't take out the high, like I did reverse it, but it's not going anywhere, so a little bit of risk off flat. I did this the other day as well. Like, okay, if you just hold the range as you get closer to the end of the day, well, then I'll just take the opportunity to relieve the pressure. If it comes back down, it was a good short, pretty much. Like almost everything I made today on AMD was actually short side. It was short at one. It was a short at 100 into VWAP. I then lost on a long. It was then short 97 level 3 times. So, you know, to come back and then lose a good portion of that, which I don't think I want to do there, going for that long trade, I'm not going to do it. So if it breaks higher, I still have some on and we'll get it to VWAP. But otherwise, you know, let's see what happens going into the close. It's also getting close to 350. That's the other side of that equation, right? Like you get to 350. I generally only want to be taking things out instead of putting them on, unless there's some kind of weird, gigantic imbalance somewhere, and then it becomes a play. I do still have my cheeky order here on Microsoft, just sitting in front of 313, and were it to pop up, I have a 313 stop already placed, so I'd look to go short, like right in front. I'll leave that to 330, because I have a stop covering me, so I should lose no more than like 15 cents at the worst, I would think, on Microsoft there. But yeah, I'll take that if it gives me 313. That's the only thing I got left on. So AMD long, I did trim some, but I trimmed some flat to release some pressure into the end of the day here. If it ends up working, that's fine. That's just one of those things that I'll do it most times. And when it works, like it flushes from here, I look like a genius for taking half out flat. If it rips, I look like an idiot, but you know, to me, risk off with less time to go just makes some sense.
Yeah, I like the risk-off situation right now. That's why we're in some pretty light. I mean, we have a decent position in Intel, but with a smaller stop on that one. Airbnb was a missed opportunity today because we talked about it over and over down here at 110 throughout the whole morning. And just don't have it in. So that's why I consider that a missed opportunity
Of
here
course
for
it
Airbnb. It came back in there, bounced off 112, which was VWAP. Now you're up to 113. This is going to be a second day play for me tomorrow for sure. Let's make sure that we watch out for Airbnb tomorrow. Good move down to 110. We talked about on the daily chart. Boom, back to the upside. I like Airbnb, and I feel like it's going to be a good trade there tomorrow if it does come through for us. Again, which it will. I say if it will come in, but we'll watch it. We know the prices that we like there for that, and Airbnb tomorrow around that 110 could be something. We talked about Uber today, making those moves, and someone said it was coming back down to the downside. I thought I mentioned that this was at 52-week highs, and I think it has been there today. So Uber trying to do some dancing here on the, oops, that's still Airbnb chart. Let's go over to Uber quickly. $39, if we can get back up to there, that's obviously a level that we're pretty interested in as well. So Uber looking to make some damage plays on that name if we get up to 39. These are all plays for tomorrow as we're only 3 minutes now away from the imbalances, and the only trade that we have on board is Intel. So let's watch out for that. We do have some bids a little bit lower, but not overly, down there at 303. $30.03 is where I'm bidding right now on Intel, guys. Waiting to have that come through, hopefully.
Yeah, so like literally the second I finished my little I'm risking off on AMD, and like 5 seconds later it broke the consolidation. I got filled in front of 97.50, but that's what usually happens, right? Like relieve a little bit of pressure, and that's when it's going up. But the market is still holding the top end of the range. Like we're not doing a heck of a lot here with this high of the day, except wick back and forth 5 or 10 handles without making a decision. And it feels like it wants to pull back. I'm not saying it will, but it certainly feels like it wants to pull back here. I'll defend, going risk off a little bit there. If we get to VWAP, fair enough. I think this is the last trade on because that 313 in Microsoft doesn't seem to want to come in there. I'll leave this right to 350. On the off chance, maybe you get a snap buy imbalance, I get picked up short in front of 313. It's just hit 313 exactly several times and rejected. So I think it could be worth it just for a bit of a shot if we do get a pump in in the next 2 minutes here, get to that 313 level, short directly in front of it, have a stop literally to the penny. Like I'll stop that one out exactly at 313 even. I know not a heck of a lot else is moving there. That Shopify, congratulations on anybody that has a short, it's still moving down. Like Shop is now at 63.3 and continuing to fall here. So that was a great 65.5 level. Sometimes it's not the price that you want, because I know 65 was so good earlier. It's the price the market gives you. And it basically told you, nah, we're going to 65.5, and then we turn. And that was about as perfect entry as you can get. My eyeballs will be at this price tomorrow. That 62 area broke out from there on the 8th, well, on Monday, I should say, and then supported it yesterday. I think we're in a collision course with that price tomorrow at some point. AMD now all the way back, not that much. AMD back to where we got in. So if it cannot hold this consolidation there, I'm out of it. Microsoft might give me the fill here, so I might actually get this softy short in front of 313.
Okay, there's not much happening over here. I'm just waiting to see what happens with this imbalance locator coming through right now. We're a penny, 2 pennies in the money if we take 06s on Intel, but I was waiting for 05. So hopefully this will spark in, and Intel will hopefully be a sell. And I don't expect us to get too many great fills, but if we do get an 05, hopefully we can get it right now before those imbalances come through. And then I just noticed I don't even have a bid lower than that because I canceled it. Let's put a bid at 02s. Right now and see if we can get that. As right there, we just got we got part filled there at 05. I don't know what filled there. We could double check it with only a couple seconds left. Here are the imbalances right now. We already have our stop to go out on Intel, so if something does come through here, that's a little bit of a surprise. We will see that in just a couple seconds. 2 and 1. It is now 3:50. I was going to say 4 o'clock. It's not 4 o'clock. Okay, market pulling down a little bit, so it looks like bank error finally in my favor for one of these, as we do get a nice little take there. Down to 02s is our best fill. We said we were going to sit there. There's Intel.
It's mostly sell side.
Yeah, is it? Okay.
Google, 850,000 to sell.
right
Apple,
here.
850. Amazon, 800. Cisco, no one
Google
cares.
bounces back a little
TLT again is a buy, which is weird. But yeah, you're mostly big tech. I just got out of AMD when it couldn't hold that 87, so it was probably, I guess it was the right call to trim some of that one. But yeah, mostly to the sell side, 2.2 billion, so 2.2 billion to said sell side. So, oh my goodness, no way, Microsoft. It actually got to my, yeah, whatever. So Microsoft actually did get right to my order and missed it by 1 cent. I'll cancel that. That was a play just looking for it to pop up. You got to be kidding me. Like, that actually would have worked out pretty well. But I didn't get the fill up there in front of 313. But now starting to come back off there. Yeah, that was one short I did like. However, speaking of a trade I did like.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And there she is, actually, working hard. She can even. Oh, you do hear me. I was about to say, working so hard, she doesn't even know that we're talking about her. Katrine, always doing a fantastic job. Take a second, hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's been a wild show. It's a lot of fun for us, for you guys. We do it for free every single day. All we do is ask that you share with everybody else, pay it forward. New member there, Alex. Welcome to the club. We are here every single day to trade the markets live and show you what's up. And what is up are those markets, at least for now, but they are making a bit of a turn back into the downside.
Yeah, only 700 likes. I mean, come on, let's get those likes going a little bit there. We used to hit 1,500. Maybe we just don't promote it as much anymore, but we'll wait. There's a nice little move there of Amazon. We were able to get out of that one as we could sniff a little bit of a downside move there happening. And again, what a great top. You know, so we just got to, we're remembering some of these plays here. Stay on the right names and you'll be able to be rewarded handsomely, that's for sure. Amazon was a right name to trade today, definitely. Huge moves upside, man. We really did well on that one. All right, Intel. And again, Palantir not doing much, but we switched over our game, man, and just went right over to Intel. So scalp back what we lost and more, actually, on Intel than we wound up taking on Palantir. Short 9s, getting out 2s, 7 cents. Our Palantir hits every time we're 3 cents. Sucks to make them, but there it is, Intel. We'll see if it can break through 30. It doesn't look like it. Just to look here, Google with the sell. That didn't really do too much. Our out was breaking through 112. Anything else on here? Amazon is sell. We just talked about Amazon. Oh, Intel was actually a buy, that's why. So Intel, darn it, too bad. Too bad that wasn't a sell, because that
always pairs off.
I think that would have. Yeah, so 355, we're still in that. Hopefully we'll be able to wait for that to come through, as we only have now a third of our position still on. So not bad. Hopefully that will fall in. Pfizer, not much else going on there.
No, I mean,
I took
that
some Advil.
BEKE is just one of those, like that, whatever, that's usually pairing off. It might be an index action there. And then you have a couple like PBRs there, like you have a couple of those Brazilian ETFs.
Oh shit, we have Disney after
dual
hours.
listed. We have some earnings after market, but Disney, they report late. Like Disney's a...
Do they?
Yeah, they're usually pretty late. I want to say it's well after 4 o'clock. You know what?
All right.
I'm not going to speculate, because usually when I say a number, like I'll say it wrong or something, but Disney... typically is going to be well after that time. So not a heck of a lot with the imbalances. I just canceled my last order. Actually, I didn't cancel my script. I'm canceling my script up there on Microsoft at 313. It was a good short. I just didn't actually catch the fill. Just looking up to see if there's any other updates. Yeah, not many updates there on that locator that look pretty interesting there. So, I mean, Disney's strong. At least it was strong in earnings. I haven't checked it. It's still above that $100 level. But we're not going to get that in time to be able to give it to you. Actually down on the day today.
What is?
Disney. And my daily hates me. So, yeah, I'll show you the 15. The 15 is going to give you an idea of the last couple of days. It had been strong, but actually down today. Still above 100. Actually bouncing off 100. Exactly.
Yeah, my play for Disney there was a
A
buy.
lot of
That's
stocks
sub
that do
100. I
that.
bought them 98. We're going to wait to
Right
see
at
if it's a
100?
complete disaster. Then we'll be able to get out tomorrow and be able to save a little bit on that
Robin
one.
Hood reports.
Robin Hood reports. Okay, we can have, whenever you guys are ready to have that earnings board, if we can have that at any time. We just got, oh, there it is. Thanks. Oh, that was really quick. Thanks, Randy, for that one. There it is, the Walt Disney Corporation company, Manulife. I mean, there's Robin Hood. There's Beyond Vegetables in the middle there. Someone that was hilarious when someone talked about that. Maybe they'll come out with vegetables that taste like meat. That would be great right there. But they can't even get meat. They can't even get vegetables that taste like meat. How are they going to do it the other way around? So we'll watch out for that.
Anything is possible.
Groupon, anything is possible. Brookfield, again, if you like the real estate. But
JD.
commercial real estate's been getting destroyed. 5, Polestar. Okay, so we've seen Polestar again, man. That
What's
used to
the
be,
short interest
Used
there?
to be GGPI. Now it's PSNY. We'll find out the short interest and
Let's
get back to you
double
on
check
that one. But again, with the way I traded Rivian today, I think I should stay away from Polestar.
Oh, it doesn't say.
Especially if it beats, man. If it beats tomorrow, Rivian was up 15%, and now it looks like it's going to only be up 2% at the end of the day. So they definitely came down. PSNY,
Randy just yelled out Polestar's going to beat. It has no short interest.
That doesn't mean, just because it beats doesn't mean that.
I know. I would be much more excited if this was like a 20% short company. But it's
I do
not.
see some Polestars rolling around. What is their model called? I see some of those rolling around all the time. Okay, so it's numbers. Okay, so Rain's telling us the 3, the 2, the this, the that. But I just see whatever they had at Sherway. It was a mall here in Toronto. They had it right out in the middle. Sat in it, was really good. I liked it. They are a little bit smaller, but there you go. Like, talk about a name that could easily beat tomorrow, then rip up. I mean, it's been beat down. That's the $3. Come on, man. Remember when this was a SPAC? Everything that was a SPAC, you could have got $10 on.
Yeah, that one could definitely be a ripper for sure.
Did you find out the short interest or no?
On TradeID it said nothing, but then on Float Checker I saw
nothing?
like 2%.
What?
So I'm gonna go with the 2%.
So people smarter than us, no one's short Polestar?
Look, I'm a little bit surprised by that because every single beaten up EV name that you look at has had a decent short interest. I am surprised by that a little bit, but it is what it is. I checked. No, I looked it up. I'm not making it up. I just went to. We're not affiliated with Flow Checker. It's just a good resource. So 2%, 2%, 4%, then nothing. So I just sort of split the difference and say it's probably 2%. But that's a distinction without a difference. It's insignificant. That's like a major tech company would have like a 2% short interest. You know, like that's just kind of standard for any relatively heavily traded name. I'm just surprised that's what we're seeing here for Polestar.
I'm going to try to find Yahoo option chain on Polestar because I feel like it's too late now to buy it now, but I feel like we probably should be buying.
You got time.
Some of that. Well, I don't.
No, you don't
have time
really,
to log
but-
in and do all that stuff right now.
What else is there?
Okay, so calls for May 12th, right? Friday. $4 calls. Where did we say Polestar was again right now? PSNY.
$4.
PSNY. By the way, Intel. Yes,
$396 it's at.
okay, so PSNY right there. Okay, so $4 calls are obviously going to be, what? That's it? 17 cents? That cannot be right, is it? Right there. It is going to, are these, yeah, calls, May 12th. Yeah, Polestar. Yeah, right here. Okay. $4 call. 5 cents. That seems to me, damn it, to be pretty cheap right there, Polestar. So I like Polestar coming through right there. That might be a good opportunity right there. So yeah, watch out for PSNY today. That seems cheap for me, but we'll wait to see what happens. I mean, maybe you can even push it out. I only have that date here. You can flip the date around, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just talking about weeklies. So right there, that seems cheap to me, but we'll wait to see. I mean, if they beat, this thing could be $5. Then you're 5x on that, which I don't know if that's good enough for some of you, but that looks like a good opportunity right there for anybody. And what's a good opportunity for me to ring the register right now is finally, there it is, man. We did good on this. Dad, we done good on Intel. So there it is. Huge move, not a huge move, but a good move. That's a good move for me. Down short 9s, 10s, down into 97s. We'll take a little piece out there as if Sharif was here, he'd be like, oh my God, that just quadunked. But it's a nice move right into the 50 period.
Everything's a quadunk.
Everything is a quadunk with that kid. So right there, now we'll get some more out, hopefully at 98 with only 1 minute
Under
left.
a minute to go. Under a minute to go, giving the 1 minute warning to as Katrine moseys on over. Ford was that there before for a million.
We get Randy to ring the bell.
Randy could always ring the bell, but I don't know. He's busy switching the show right now. So he's on the 1s and 2s. We want to make sure that someone's able to switch the camera so that you can stop seeing my ugly mug and then see Katrine ring the bell. And it is going to be a good day in the market. It's just you had a recent little bit of a pullback. I was just double checking Ford because it had like a bit of a sell and bounce at the end. Looks like that's pairing off, so a bit of a nothing burger. Yeah, and actually it just popped as it paired off. But the countdown is on in 10, 9, oh, there he is. In with a bald head and the jorts in 4, 3, 2, and ring it, Randy. Oh, weird keying with that shirt there. I don't know why.
That was okay. What was in the background? Trader TV Live? I didn't see it.
Well, it was weird because he's wearing gray, but it still kind of had that little funky action.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like you're not wearing green or anything.
All right. Wow, what a busy day for sure, man. I feel exhausted if you can't tell on that one. But yeah, we're gonna be back tomorrow. It was a great day. Google's so hot today. So many trades. I have over 400 trades. It's ridiculous there today. But you know, Intel, good way to end the day there. Pretty happy with those moves. Let's just check back in to see where Google did wind up. Okay, so 111.80 there on a little bit of a sell and bounce to end the day, but what a great move off their event today. Google for the win, man. Amazon for the win. Lots happening. Let's go over to Brendan, though, and just like sort of review what happened today. It looks like the NASDAQ had a good one.
Yeah, positive right across the board, pretty much, guys. The Dow did slip back into negative territory right at the bell there. 0.09 to the downside for the Dow. All three Russells positive. 1.04 there for the NASDAQ composite. The 100, the big ones, 1.11 as we saw Google leading the way all day. 0.45 there for the S&P when all was said and done.
Positive action, we'll take it. And, well, not everything was strong today. You had some names that did languish a little bit. I want to shout out to those that caught that Shopify short. I mean, you know, lo and behold, on a day where the market's up 1%, what I thought was one of the strongest names of the week ends up reversing. You got to take note of those types of things. So good trade there on that Shopify. You got some revenge on Intel. I'm glad. I wish I had gone back and got some revenge on Intel because the short early was good.
That was my first trade.
I was 1 for 2 on Intel.
Yeah, okay.
I was short all day, and then the last short, the reload, was a little bit out in front. Disney, I don't think is till later. I saw someone yell Disney in the chat with exclamation mark.
You mentioned later. I don't know when. I mean,
Maybe
I feel
it
like
is
some
out
of these.
then. I always thought
It's
Disney
not
was later.
making this move with volume.
No, that's
so
not enough for.
It's,
It can't be
definitely
out.
not out. I'm watching
That's not
PSNY
enough.
as well. That's not out. Yeah.
No, that's not enough.
Yeah, the trade desk. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Comp SRX1. I like the trade desk a lot as well, actually. But I haven't looked at any movements in that one. And then shout out to Daryl. You had that
Poor
PayPal
guy.
short. Oh, he got elbowed down.
Yeah,
that was a good short there, PayPal. Wow. I mean, just trade the weak names, trade the strong names, and you're fine. Just stay, focused and do what you do best. And that's watch Trader TV Live, I hope. And you guys have been doing
All
that.
day, every day.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We are getting close to that 400K. So, hit the subscribe, share it, hit the like and everything like that. I'm kind of delaying, but it doesn't look like Disney's coming out.
I don't think it's coming out.
I don't really. I'll look through my scanner here. Yeah, so there's the TTD, the trade desk. We can have a quick look at that as that's going as well right now. Nice upside move, and then pull back down for the trade desk, $65. It's really been working on the daily, so I would expect them to have a pretty good number there coming through there. That's out, and then yeah, I'll refresh Disney again. Still 102, so nothing capping out for Disney or Polestar. So
You know what, though?
Go ahead, yeah.
Go Leafs, go.
Yes, go
That's
Leafs,
all-
go.
that's all I have.
Right
That's all I
now,
have.
we'll see.
That's
We'll have, a little bit numb there. We'll see if he can do anything. I think we'll get it. We'll definitely get the win now, and then they'll come back to Toronto and hopefully force a game 6 and then a game 7. But we'll take it one step at a time. All right.
Exactly.
Thanks for the switching guys today. Thanks to Jeff Mendo who came through. Thanks Randy was there. Thank you to our guest of the day as well. Great job on that, Brendan. I know Brendan's been real busy, so we have lots to do around here, man. Hence why we're always exhausted, but we have a lot of energy. We bring the show, we bring the energy to the show, and I hope that that's been appreciated. Hit the like, hit the subscribe and everything. Obviously, Neil, you said go Leafs go. It's also, I believe, Golden State Lakers. So they can put a nail in that coffin tonight
They
as
can.
well.
They really
We'll
can.
see if the Lakers
Good
can
luck
do that.
there, yeah.
So good luck to everybody. I hope everyone's team win. Thank you to Bears vs. Bulls. Someone said it was Bears vs. Bulls' birthday earlier. I don't know if that's true.
Was it real?
But I don't know. But if it is, happy birthday. And if it isn't, who cares?
Yeah.
Happy birthday anyways to whoever's birthday it is out there.
Somebody's
and
birthday.
especially yours, Bears, if it is yours. So, all right. Thank you to everybody, and we'll see you in the morning. Good luck to everyone.